everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Misadventures of the Notable Nobodies here at Euro Twin Games. Bit of a break we had as we were, as you can maybe see, changing locations, getting things set up going forward. Some of us here just learning this for the first time.
Where are we?
But tonight, picking up a few days removed from where we last found ourselves, the Notable Nobodies having left Ginhat to make their way out of their territory across the bridge that they just recently helped defend to head towards the city of Hillsedge within their rival organization territory of the Thunder Talons.
Thunder Talons, ho.
Along the way, you decided to make a bit of a pit stop and handle some unfinished business you had with an owlbear, which turned out to be two owlbears, and drastically increased the severity of the situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, you survived by the skin of your teeth.
So did a baby.
Yes, a single baby owlbear fled off into the woods.
I was thinking about that, and if it wouldn't have been me throwing my spear, I would have went to go find my spear, by the way. If it wouldn't have been me throwing the spear, I could have smited it and it wouldn't have survived. Melee, though.
That's alright.
Oh, wow.
Now we'll have something to hunt in a few years.
Every year, just go keep tabs on it. Alright, I see you. You're still there, growing up. You just wait.
Put out.
Whatever, next time we see it, we just kill it. Just runs off. Not me.
But in the days since, you continued your travels, heading to and crossing over the bridge, the filter bridge, meeting up with a few different people who have apparently been called to the order of aiding in its repairs. But you crossed without issue. No apparent return of any orc threat to the area.
No more flash.
If they let me check it out, I'd spend a little bit checking it out, seeing if I can ask questions.
They'd be able to get a few questions in here and there. Much of the actual work, as you would have noticed from seeing where it was broken, was underneath the river, so you can't really get right up to it as the mass of people hired to work are mostly covering that portion. But you're able to ask a few different things.
That bear better watch out if I hit level 17.
Naragu.
Yes.
Reasonable
Naragu
time.
would still be there
Maybe
heading up
swarm.
the repairs.
Hey, there goes Noriega.
Yeah, I would literally like sit there and bug him with questions until they were like, "We have to go."
How do you every time?
What?
It's a different name, and they're all wrong.
It's quite
All
impressive,
of them.
actually.
No, they've all been right.
To who?
I've spoken to all of them, and they haven't corrected me, so clearly it's the correct name. I wave him down. Your name's Naragu, right?
Yes.
See?
You know me.
Yeah, he says I was using the wrong name, but clearly that's your name.
I'm sorry. He's hit his head a few times, and he's a little confused.
I've never hit my head. I've had my head hit, but I've never hit my own head.
See what I mean?
Are you just here to check up on the...
Yeah, we're just making sure everything's going good.
Yes, everything's going accordingly. It should only be another day or two before it's back to full function.
Awesome. We got to check in on the work we've done to make sure everything's going smoothly. And then I just walk off.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just passing through.
Alright, safe travels.
Keep pestering them. They're like across the bridge. I'm coming. Just one more. Okay.
If you're able to find out less significant details as to the workings of the repair job, as with your bit of tinkering knowledge, the general sense of what they're doing is fairly familiar to you, but the ins and outs you'd have to be right up with it to really get. But as you ask about, you get a few hints as to things that they're doing that you would have already anticipated, but mostly come to find out that a lot of the people here were actually hired from Hillsedge.
Oh, that is interesting to know. What's a lot more skilled laborers there?
Yeah, we mostly have drunkards.
This is true.
It's true. We gotta work on that.
There's a lot of drunkards.
Alright.
But continuing on beyond the bridge, heading into what to many of you is likely brand new territory, having never been in this portion of Kubrick before. Finding the open stretch, a fairly open, unmarked plains, rarely even seeing the dotting of more than the occasional odd strand tree that seems to have sprouted up from some mishap with an acorn, most likely. But you start to see the occasional, in the distance, dotting of farms, things of that nature as well. Even seeing what you believe to be some means of large-scale hunting camp of sorts to your south, nearer to the forest line. You can't obviously see the forest line, it's too far away, but you can see somewhere maybe an hour or two away from you there appears to be some means of thing in that direction set up.
Well, that kind of puts a damper on our idea for doing that in Ginhat. If there's someone doing it already right here.
Yeah, I mean, the forest is a big place, so I'm sure we can.
It's true.
I'm going to write up a contract to give to the Thunder Talons when we get there. Just remembered we need to do that, like quests and stuff that way. I'm going to leave the amount of gold like blank, so that we can.
All of our contracts have that one spot just kind of blank because we never know what to charge.
For now, everything's just negotiable.
So you need a letter delivered. Is there? And what else do we need them?
Ideally, we want it one brought back in return, correct? Preferably with a book.
Preferably with a few books, hopefully.
Does he?
But you would likely be able to assume that any means of return mail would likely not necessarily be tied to the Thunder Talons or Hillsedge in any way.
Okay.
It would just be sent from Basin Vale or wherever in the situation may be, and just sent through the similar routes that mail would be from that point.
Okay.
Probably ask for a few more books than just the fairy tale.
I mean, that's your prerogative. I only care about the one. It's become much more concerning.
Well,
So
there's only one book of Elven fairy tales.
that's true. I would like all the books that reference the last symbol. If you don't mind.
We're just going to get Elven fairy tale books. You're going to read them.
That's what I do in all my downtime now.
So
You're turning into Yorgi.
That's fair.
when we were in Menoris, when I sent mail up to Basin Vale from the Gilded Lodge, it was, I believe, around 3 gold for the delivery. So we have a round trip. I'm assuming that are they going to need to buy books, or do you have somebody that's going to provide books?
These will be books procured from my house.
Okay.
So.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, we could probably get away
they will
with-
weigh a bit more, so it probably cost a bit more. And plus they've got to cross the...
The Basin Highlands.
Yes.
Yeah, and then probably a little bit for the couriers themselves. I mean, we're probably looking at 4 or 5 gold for this whole regular thing.
I can give you
Sure.
5 silver pieces to help with that. That is all of my money.
Well, I mean, we'll do that from our
Really?
coffers.
Because this has nothing to do with our actual, like...
Yeah, this is basically like
this is totally a personal
her
errand.
and me. Like we want, she wants books, and this is a good excuse for me to get other books.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
All
That
right,
doesn't
well,
seem like a good use of party funds.
Okay,
We
that
have,
works for me.
You're like,
Well,
that's fine.
Well,
I
money
have
for us.
individual gold to use for it. She has individual silver.
I will, like, put my 5 individual silvers. Yeah, you just take care of those.
All right.
Well, I'm running low on money personally, so you guys can deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm standing there just like flipping the hammer around and just whatever.
I assume we're walking still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still, you guys are talking about this and I'm just playing with the hammer.
As more time passes, another day after that, knowing that you were nearing the general area of the village, being able to see the varying degrees of change in altitude of the highlands beyond, it gets to be just after midday when you start to see a number of buildings making up what appears to be an area quite larger than Ginhat, but nothing extravagant about its make. As you draw closer, everything fairly standard, just a lot more of it than where you come from. Not as much as perhaps
Start
the
to pull,
base of
maybe
the
we'll-
Vale, but
You feel like we got the short end of the stick.
Brr, brr, brr.
Do you think they have like a treehouse base, or maybe it's like a cave, or maybe like a boathouse?
Where would they keep a boathouse?
Treehouse base?
I don't know. I'm just wondering what kind of base you think they're gonna have.
Like, there's no even a river near you.
Maybe it's a tavern, so they can just drink all the time.
Why don't we
They
have
would
one
have
of
an
those?
income then too. That's
Right.
actually not bad.
We sort of do.
We have a tavern?
I mean, it's not our tavern, but
Not yet.
it's still only like 200 feet from our base.
Oh, you're talking about Basil's place.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Linda may be a dick, but he's not stupid. So
That's
sure
true.
they've got something.
I started announcing our presence very loudly with a big horn.
okay.
You will.
Brr, 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 brr.
I mean,
I can try to play a tune with it if you want.
You are already are. It is.
they're gonna think that we're like attacking them or something.
I mean, on the bright side, it should get their attention pretty quick.
As you draw closer and closer to the town in question, starting to even be able to make out the varied dots of people that come more and more into focus. The echoing blasts of your horn as you draw near certainly draws the attention of a large majority of those figures that you see coming more into focus. Most of them stand confused
I wave.
as you approach entering the city itself. You do spot a couple that just seem to like not know what's going on and just flee.
Hi, everybody.
I'm waving, like,
I'm gonna walk a little bit away from everybody, or specifically him.
just waving as I go.
As you all fully enter, passing by the very people and just waving awkwardly with big grins, the confusion continues, though any latent fear that those who fled may have had quickly dissipates and is replaced by confusion.
Aww.
I'm going to try and stop someone, even though I think we'll probably catch the attention of those we seek.
It's easy enough to stop someone as you're walking by.
Hello. We're looking for the Thunder Talons. Do you know where we might find them?
Oh, yeah, you're gonna be wanting to head over to the Maryland. They take up the cellar there.
Right.
Basement.
Can you give us a direction?
Oh, yeah, your first time here. Just go down a few other sections of houses here. When you see a larger alley cut to the right, head down there for just another couple minutes. You'll see the place. It stands out amongst the smaller residents in the area.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Ron? A basement.
Yes.
Linder's gonna be so mad when he finds out that we have a castle and they just have a basement.
I'm sure he's going to be devastated to find out that we have a wagon and they have walls in the ceiling
Technically, it's a floor.
and a floor. Would they have a floor as well? Yes.
No, I mean, their ceiling is a floor.
Well, depends on your perspective.
It doesn't, though, because it's the floor of the tavern.
Is it?
Is it a tavern?
Or whatever it is, it's the floor because they live in a basement.
So do they own the business as well? And they just stay in the basement?
I doubt it.
Income would be nice.
I've got plenty of money. I just don't have to spend it on everything.
As you're heading through the directions given to you, give me perception checks.
That is a 19.
That is also a 19.
It's a 7.
I got a 21.
Continuing through the streets, everyone but Katya, you'd start to notice plastered fairly frequently across either just blank sides of buildings, signposts, are a great many flyers for the Thunder Talons. You see about 3 different variations of them, all worded differently, but all making them out to be very capable, very heroic, and very affordable.
I would like to snag one of each of them, if I could.
Collector items.
I can get them signed.
Hey, why don't we have some of those?
I mean, this is a bigger town. Like they don't have the luxury of having a good rapport with.
Because if we stand in the center of town, we can just tell everybody something.
We have you.
Oh, that's fair. Oh yeah, hey.
If you start talking, everyone in town knows. No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
But continuing through, you would eventually find the larger building, a simple sign laid into the front over the door, simply reading the Maryland.
Yeah, I think we found it.
Yes.
Are you saying Merrill Inn?
Maryland, Merrillyn.
Maryland, like Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay, that's
Marilyn
not how you
Manson.
spell Maryland.
I know.
Oh, okay.
It's the same
I
thing,
wrote
though.
Maryland like the state, so I was like,
It's not Maryland.
wait, that's probably not what you
I mean, close.
Yeah.
Bo adds numbers to his words sometimes.
I have not ever done that.
His name's Dave with an 8. Wait, what?
Is this a...
It's clearly Deva.
Does this building look like... So, wait, is this... Was
It looks like an inn
Okay.
then.
Certainly does have the build of and nothing fancy. Looks like from the outside looking at it, it appears to maybe be 1.5 stories tall. If the rooms are of any decent size, it can maybe house 8 to 10 people. Or
That's
rooms.
not bad at all.
It's about the same size as the warm bed.
It's bigger than the warm bed. It's maybe the warm bed's maybe slightly more than half the size of this.
Yep.
I walk in.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Follow.
You enter in. At a first quick glance, looking around to see only a small grouping of people sitting around the varied tables.
I walk in and put my horn up, and then look, and there's not nearly enough people for me to make that much noise. I just put it away. Usually bars are busier. You gotta make noise to get heard.
It's
It is-
maybe a little after 1 in the afternoon at this point, so it's just after lunch, but nothing else has hit yet. As you enter in, it doesn't take a whole lot of looking to see that of the few people that you can tell are here, you do recognize one of them. A very large, dark-skinned minotaur in the corner, just sitting alone at a table, a large ale of some sort in his hand. He looks up,
Hi, Ken.
Hello.
just ignores you looking back down.
I walk up to him.
Do you know where we might find Linda?
He's in the basement.
Are we allowed to go there, or do we need to send someone?
He just looks over beyond where you're all standing towards the bar itself area. Constance, they're here to see Linder. As you look where his gaze leads you to see a halfling female just standing there watching. Oh, very well. Right this way. I'll take you to the hatch and let them know that you're here.
Sweet.
Before we leave, I say, Ken, don't get the wrong idea. We're here to see all of you guys.
He just another heavy snort before he takes a swig of his ale and just continues looking down at the table.
It's coming around, I think.
Yeah. We're gonna be best
Another-
friends before you know it.
Why don't give it another decade or so, right?
That's 10 years. I learned that.
But
You taught me.
Yes, I did.
you would be led over to a side passage to the opposite edge of the hallway leading to a series of doorways to where you find a single large, maybe 10-foot wide by 5-foot hatch. The halfling female Constance points to it. He's down here and just kind of stomps on it. Linda, you've got business. And he'll be with you and just walks away.
I couldn't imagine living in a hole in the ground.
You said there's like stairs?
As you stand there, as she walks by you, you hear a few seconds later the sound of steps up a staircase, followed by a quick give of some means of a latch, and the hatch pushes open as you see the upper torso of Lender standing there. Well, what can I help you with? As he pushes the hatch the rest of the way open.
Oh, Highlander Pop, we have a job for you.
Well, they all do. Please join me. As he then just turns back down the stairway, leading you into the cellar area.
Follow down.
I go down very like.
Alright.
I do not.
I go down very Rico-like.
Oh, yeah.
Those stairs are steeper than at the warm bed.
A little bit.
As you arrive in the
I almost fell.
main area, you find that while it is indeed a cellar, it is perhaps not as bad as some of you might have hoped. As it is fully furnished, you can tell that there is a plethora of different doors leading to other rooms that you are unable to judge the size of. It's by no means fancy, but there is a couch, a few small chairs.
They have rooms.
Yes, they do.
We have tents.
They have a place they can go back to and.
So do we.
Though
We
you
have-
would also notice
Got
that the...
walls.
How tall are you guys?
Like 6 foot something?
I am like
Cameroon is probably not happy.
5'8".
6'4".
You are barely able to fit in here without having to just fully hunch over.
That's why Cameron is upstairs.
That's why Cameroon's upstairs and I'm
Huh.
happy.
See, I can stand up straight at the castle.
What?
I can stand up straight at the castle.
Yes, we also have about 4 feet that we can move around inside.
You are just a sourpuss, aren't you?
It
We have the whole wide world as our castle, not this tiny little hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Although that's a nice couch.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice basement you've got here, Lender.
Well, it's better than when we got here. Everything takes work. You can't simply expect extravagant things to fall into your laps. But I do well enough. So, you have business. You're always looking for new jobs. Tell me, what can the Thunder Talons do for you today?
How's work been over here?
We've
Steady?
been very busy.
Yeah.
There's,
I can insight check that.
of course.
I just want to see if
well.
he's exaggerating or.
I don't know. No, I don't know anything. Yeah, I got a 9.
Where's
Insight's wisdom based.
Oh, okay, I am proficient. That's what I was trying to. 14.
He's hard to read, as you've learned in your bit of communication with him, that he's a pretty smooth talker. You may have just a general sense that he must be adding something to it, but he could be very straightforward at the moment.
Yeah, we've been really busy too. It's this place is a little bigger than our town, but
Deception check.
we've been busy.
You had 2 weeks of nothing.
You are.
I forgot all the 2 weeks of
You're a
nothing.
charisma, so if you roll.
That's a 19.
He just gives a nod.
We fought some owlbears. That was fun.
And the flab giant and some orcs.
Yeah. We helped save the bridge up there.
I heard of the bridge work. Yes, that was very good. The job should have come to us, but
Well, I mean, I understand, the way our things line up, but it was on our side of the river.
of course, details of feet.
Yeah, don't want any kind of trouble with the watch.
Yes, we heard of the large giant
Yeah.
that they apparently had with them. That
Actually, it turned out not to be that big of a problem. Who knew? We were scared, of course, but we handle our own because we are who we are.
I'm
I
seriously
flex.
engaging the wall or something.
As well as I can. Under.
I'm not part of this
Grounded.
conversation.
He's just like,
Well, then if you are slaying owlbears and orcs and giants on the regular now, then what might you need of us?
well,
Well, that's Rowan needed something. I'm just here because they needed help.
I would like you to deliver a...
Milk it.
What?
Really milk it.
No. We'd like to have a letter delivered across the
Basin Highlands.
Basin Highlands to Basin Bay.
Not wanting to wait the time for it to circumvent the opposite direction.
Yeah, it'd save us a few days.
Yes, could save you quite a bit of time going that route.
Yes.
We can certainly do that. It wouldn't take us more than a few days. We've taken further on jobs. Is this a letter or a package?
It is a letter going to... Yes, it's a letter. I don't know.
So nothing that we need to hire out a wagon or anything of the sort for anyone. There's expenses that we like to keep track of. Actually, now that I'm thinking of that, we should probably have a documenter here for this. I will let her handle that.
What?
And he then just turns.
Is the documenter off?
Is it-
Vanoa,
No.
we've got some work for you. But
Oh my god.
you hear, as you hear a momentary sound of someone getting up from a bed, and then one of the doors open, and you see a fairly tall, slender female half-elf enter in, done up very business-like. A few wrinkles that you're able to discern in her attire, though very suit and tie almost in her appearance as she steps out. We've got documents that need my approval.
Yes, if you'd like to look over this.
She steps over, taking a look at it.
I nudge you.
Alright.
She's pretty, huh?
As she starts looking through the stuff, Lender continues. Yes, this is Vanoa. She was the major domo we were assigned. Very useful. No,
She's much prettier than our major domo.
No, I apologize for that.
Yeah.
I like Jamuel.
I didn't say I didn't like
He's a
him.
delight.
It is.
As you say that, she is a fairly attractive female, though there is a just intensity to her face, as if she's staring down her bitter enemy as she reads through the documents in front of
That's a
her.
good way to look at it.
Yes, and she takes it very seriously.
That's a good trait to have.
It seems in order. What are you charging them? There's nothing here.
We weren't sure what we figured we'd haggle on the price. Maybe figure something out.
Yeah, it's based on similar services that I've received in Menoris. Excuse me. I was thinking somewhere in the range of... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Before we discuss that, did you mention the return? Or is that
That's what
something...
I was
being-
going to ask Bo, because I wasn't sure how long I think that would even take my person to do.
He said earlier that the return would probably be like whoever's
different-
mailing it
yeah.
will just mail it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you absolutely needed something returned as quickly as possible, you could imply that within the directions of the whoever is taking the package for you, and that could be relayed on the comeback. But you'd have to do that, otherwise they would go all the way around the continent, because people don't go through the Highlands despite the fact it's been 15 years since the last heavy orc incursion.
How long do I think it would take just like a rough estimate. I
Oh,
think it would
going
take
around the library?
for Nemia to find
Oh.
collect a bunch of books.
I mean, if going through what you guys would have, as long as she had the time to look, she could probably go through most, if not all, of the books guys might have in no more than a day or two.
Right. So I mean, if we just ask them to like wait for that time and then grab and return with them, would that be a?
You would have to pay them to stay out of their territory,
That's true.
because they're technically leaving the territory they're supposed to be guarding to do this for you, just like you guys left the territory you're supposed to be guarding to come here.
It's true.
We're good at our jobs. So
Do we think that's worth? I don't know how much that would even.
Honestly, we should probably be finding work. So like, if we that's great. We can wait for the books to come around, and we
Alright.
should maybe like, do
We'll
our
do-
job
we'll
at
do
some
that.
point.
That's-
All right, yeah, we'll just wait for the books to come
so
around afterward.
based on other services that I've had similar in Minoris, I was thinking somewhere in the range of 2 gold for the delivery itself and 5 silver for the fee for.
Well, I don't know how often you've sent things through the Highlands, but I can assure you that's not quite going to cover the risk that we would be putting ourselves through traversing days in potentially hazardous territories. I'm afraid, let's see, it would take us a few days travel, the whole group of us going at per head cost. We could take it for 25 gold.
As they're having their conversation, I sit down because my back's starting to hurt.
I just look at you guys.
No, I'm like off examining. I don't know if there's something on the wall.
This is, after all, your personal.
You're not wrong.
I already gave you all the money I have, so.
Forgot about that. 25.
If you hot up for cash, we have means of making some coin if you're so interested. Not us personally, of course, but oh, he's upstairs. If you're interested, though, you should go speak with Kenmaruk. He has made some ends with the local smithy. Positive venture they're working on together.
I'll go upstairs. Do you want to come, Rico? You can fit better up there.
We should finish discussing this, then we can go talk to Ken.
I just figured they kind of have that under control.
What about 20?
What if
Would be
we do it for 15, and if they need something, they come to us, we can give them a discount too.
what are they gonna want in Ginhat?
I mean, it's not just Ginhat though. I'm saying this out loud. I'm in character still.
Don't put it that way.
Like, I mean,
Oh, well, like I say, don't laugh. I again turn to the wall.
Rico does have a bit of a point. Perhaps maybe not 15, but from my understanding, our purpose here in these side-by-side ventures is to get along a little better and sort of show that we can share the responsibilities of these areas. So perhaps we could.
And while you're not all and out wrong in that, I believe that this in and of itself is quite proof that we are capable of being civil with one another and coming to agreements. However, we are also sent up here to run businesses. And that is what my friend here and myself are very good at.
Do they need to
So,
send everybody?
If you want to offer us this discount in the future, we could perhaps lower the price, though. At 15, I can barely pay the rest of the Thunder Talons to risk themselves going out there, and one of us is certainly not going alone. But if one of you, with advantage, would like to roll a persuasion check.
I would love to do that.
You go, Kesta.
That's a natural 20 plus 6. if that matters.
We will.
She's very persuasive.
I believe we could work out something, as we don't know what we may find in the future. We'll take this, and should we ever need a bit of a discount on help in the future, we'll do it for 20 gold.
Alright, that is very amicable.
Well, you can fill that out as she just enters into the empty spot. Alright, everything else is in order. He just signs it as well. Alright, well, it's set. I'll take the package then.
Yeah.
As he takes it, just positioning it in a satchel to his side.
I'll also get into my coffers. You might need a little bit extra too for the person who's going to be sending stuff back to us. Just to make sure that they're covered in case they can't afford to send a bunch of books to us. It would be kind of us probably to pass that money on to them.
I don't think that she'll have a problem, but we will send it all the same way.
If she doesn't, she can always send the money back with her.
And how much are you getting?
Like 4 gold.
4 gold for the return trip. Alright, well, then I have that put away. Is there anything else the Thunder Talons can help you with?
I believe that is all, yes.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to completing this job in a most satisfactory way for you. If you'll excuse me, I must attempt to gather the rest of my troop now.
Alright. And I guess I'll tell him where...
Oh, that's fair.
Or is that not in, like, the packaging?
It's
of
not
the letter?
addressed.
No.
Yes, you'll probably need to do that.
I will...
Alright, you're able to tell him who it's going to and everything. It's enough to, once he gets there, he'll be able to find some means of getting it there.
Yeah, it should be a pretty easy place to find, so...
Because apparently you all live in the gated communities, so...
During all that, did you go upstairs?
No, we were gonna wait.
Oh.
I'll tell Linda, I'll say, and if you need to find us, we have a castle outside of Ginhat.
The castle outside Ginhat.
Now I go upstairs.
That is quite new. I
Yes.
had not heard word of this.
Yes, our headquarters is the castle, and it's right outside.
Excellent. I'm sure I won't miss it if I'm ever in the area then.
No, you won't.
That's I had to leave.
Alright, thank you very much.
Especially with that big tent on top. As I walk up.
Let's
the stairs.
go!
Bye, Linda.
Thank you.
As he leads you to the stairs before just turning back into the main area. You walk out into the main portion of the Maryland, finding just Constance Maryland herself and one of the couple of patrons along with Ken Rook still remaining, as he just looks up eyeing you as you exit before just turning back to drinking some more.
Go sit down with him.
What?
We have a question for him.
Oh,
Were you not paying attention?
I was busy conducting business.
Well, the person who you were conducting business with told us to talk to Ken.
Yes, you're not wrong, but I didn't think we were actually going to. That was if we were short on cash.
I'm not short on cash.
We're definitely not short on cash.
I'm short on cash.
I say out loud. Very obvious kind of way. No, we're not short on cash.
But a paying job would be bad either way.
Are we allowed to take paying jobs here?
Well, we can talk to him.
And we also
if it's on
got-
this side of the river, we say
We
no.
also had permission from the leader of the group here.
I suppose that's true. I still don't quite know how all this stuff works.
Well, I mean, if
Just-
anything comes up, we'd be like, well, Linderpop told us it was fine.
Who is this Linderpop?
Linder, the halfling.
Perhaps you should go get that in writing.
No, that's fine. Hey, Ken!
I think this is not so much an official.
What?
Linder said you might have some kind of work for people because you're doing something with the blacksmith in town.
Looking to make some money.
I mean, money's always good.
I've seen you all in work before. Might have something for you.
Okay.
You looking more something as a team, going going solo?
I feel like we should probably do it as a team. Don't look at me like that. We should do it as a team.
Well, I'm very excited at this opportunity.
Just to be clear, is this going to be something we can do on our side of the river?
No. We gotta... I don't know what all Linder told you. We took what the little bit of enthusiasm some of the folk around here had, turned it into a bit of a venture of our own, this blacksmith and I. Call it the fire pit.
Oh, so you guys got set yourself a fight pit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're looking at the champion.
okay.
That figures.
Not surprising.
So, do we want to go home then? Because I really don't feel like pit fighting.
Mm-mm. We have real work we could get
Yeah,
done.
I mean,
Yeah.
we also left our... Yeah, we should just go.
Yeah, we should just go.
It is a very tempting offer, but I think we will pass for now.
Don't blame you. Come back some other time. Give us a chance to reunite ourselves.
Yeah,
I
reunite ourselves.
Good day, Kenny. All right.
Means he wants to punch you in the face some more.
He didn't punch me in the face. He punched her in the face.
Okay, somebody. What were you? He liked
I was
it.
saying, me and Ken had a thing going on. Like, he's big guys watching little people fight.
Okay. But either way, that's he
Oh,
enjoyed.
okay.
He
Well,
enjoyed that.
should we head back to the castle then? Because I'm sure we, have our own territory to take care
Yes,
of.
we should probably find some way to. After we're outside of the inn and we're walking back out, we gotta find some way to make Ginhat better. So look around and
That's what we've been brainstorming, and
I think we need to be more proactive.
well, I don't know that
I mean,
it's going to be like this ever.
well, that's right. We had a plan, didn't we? Okay, I forgot that we actually came up with a plan to
Start a hunting
cultivate. Like, remember
Cattle.
You were gonna do the intellectual bit, and I was gonna do the.
thing. Moo.
I will throw it. No, I won't. Stop this.
I mean, you guys
Stuff.
are getting all
That's
jealous of them, but I mean, it's not like they made this place. They just kind of got lucky. We're putting a little
Right,
bit
but
bigger.
it does
city.
make them look much better than us.
Well,
Because they started pit fighting? You know how grotesque that is?
I actually meant the fact that they have this town.
The
and
fact that they have a
actual
town that
jobs.
actually
has jobs.
has a thriving community and a
Yeah,
Well, why don't we go back to our town and see what our
good
community needs?
infrastructure.
that's.
We've
what
never
they
actually
said.
asked them what they needed. Other
So we
than the
spent-
bridge being fixed.
But so we spent 2 weeks doing that, and like we found
No, we
out.
spent 2 weeks finding out about them and introducing ourselves to them.
Yeah, well, that's what I asked was what they needed, and they were like, they used to have all these things, but now they don't.
They need a lot.
Yeah,
They just don't have means of getting
Yeah.
any of it.
They had a whole list of things that they needed.
I
There
don't
was
remember that.
no skilled laborers, but they don't really have any resources. Is the issue?
Well, I thought we were getting cattle. That was the thing you guys had talked about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but they didn't have any resources to get cattle. The only thing they have is the forest.
You mentioned raising herds of giant rabbits.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 We should do that.
Yeah, that's like our long-term plan: domesticating things from the forest and turning them into a thriving cattle ranching.
Oh.
Rabbit ranching community.
I don't think it was actually.
I feel like we got the short end of the stick then.
I said that was not my plan.
What? What? Are you trying to speak? Let it out, boy.
Nope. Let's go. We have so much work to do
Yep.
I
Before
mean, not really.
back in our
So then-
territory.
We have a 3-day trip back. Essentially, we can
Well,
work
it's gonna be
on
longer than 3
plans
days.
for.
It'd be-
It's gonna be like
Closer to
it's gonna be like
Okay,
like 4 months.
days.
4
So we
months
can-
back.
We can work on our plan on how we're going to create. Like there's.
before we leave, is there like a?
Yeah.
We pass by like any general goods stores, anything like that?
Give me perception.
That's true. They have actual shopping here.
Maybe.
14.
You are able to find nothing fancy, but what is clearly along the main stretch, some means of general goods store.
I pop in and I ask them, whoever is behind the counter or working the shop, if they have any paint sets.
I'm sorry. Paint, like what kind of paint?
Did you say acrylic?
I don't know what it would be considered, like just the usual like painter's kit that has like all the colors and paint.
I don't have anything.
Do you have any red paint? Just a bucket of red paint.
Just straight
Just a bucket, just a big bucket.
I don't have a bucket, but I think I've got like a small like vial of red paint. But maybe
How much can I paint with a vial?
Well, I mean, it's as he starts just shuffling around at the desk and eventually pulls out something that you can see is maybe the size of a large healing potion. Almost looks the same too, but thicker. This, I mean, you can't obviously paint a house with it, but you could probably paint the side of a wagon. Maybe if you watered it down, maybe a full wagon. I don't
Okay. And do you have any other colors besides red?
I've got about half as much yellow.
Well, that gives us 3 colors.
What's the third color? He's only got red and yellow.
Yeah, you mix them together and they make orange, I think.
Huh.
Maybe it's peach. I don't remember. I just remember mixing paints together when I was a kid.
We'll take them both. How much?
Oh, you can have both of them for
My head's going to go crazy.
8 silver.
Long before.
Sounds
I
good.
don't have that much silver.
Do you have any brushes?
You're blonde, right?
How about 1 gold?
Like silver.
Yeah.
Sorry, like,
I'm giving you. I don't think you'll
Grabs
be
one
able
that
to
you can
tell.
clearly tell is slightly used.
I'll be
I
able to tell.
got this one.
Okay. Can we take all that for a gold?
Sure. Just kind of wraps it up together.
I'll hand them
places
1 gold.
aside.
You go
Are
in that.
buying it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He takes the gold, looks at it for a moment.
Questioning guest in charge of our money all of a sudden.
Well, this is my money. Well, it was going to be my money until Rico bought it.
Are you all from Stratton as well?
No, we're from
Ginhat.
Ginhat.
Oh. You don't.
Actually, I'm originally from Harm, which is over on another continent, but I'm from here. And then I start to explain
You just
all of the things about where I'm from.
And it's time to leave.
Okay. Not usually get too many strange visitors, so to see you all so close to the Stratton representatives, I thought you might be with them.
Oh, we just had some questions for him.
So
So-
you're-
I'm sorry,
you're
the
talking with the
Stratton
Stratton?
Stratson representatives?
Oh.
Is that not where Linder's from?
No.
Oh, I got lost
Are
in my own
the-
conversation.
Are the Stratton representatives are here? Are they looking at opening up?
I don't know any of the details, but they were here talking with Burdale sometime. I'm guessing business of some sort.
Do you know where they were staying?
But, I think they were at, well, I think the actual representative, staying at Burdale's private residence.
Where would that be located?
Oh, that's on the north side of town. Pretty much the only thing that looks like a manor, so it's kind of hard to tell. He built it himself.
Oh, well, very nice. Oh, well, thank you very much. You have a great day.
Oh, you guys as well.
We leave. So, if the Stratton representative is here.
Tell me again how red and yellow make orange.
All right. If the Stratton representative is here.
Oh, it works. Just look at Rowan. Look at him.
What are we doing?
Sometimes he thinks I'm dumb.
Ginhat was set up so that it could do the wood cutting, but that's their issue is that then those rights were taken away. If the Stratton representative is here and they're looking to expand operations, we should talk to them and try to get them to set up in Ginhat.
That sounds like a perfect idea for people smarter than me.
But wasn't the reason
Subterfuge.
they,
Well, I'm asking
wasn't the
those
reason they
two.
did not set up in Ginhat was because it was uneconomical to get the lumber back to where it needed to go, right?
It's a shorter distance to Stratton from Ginhat than here.
You're not wrong, but I'm sure they have a reason.
Well, I'm sure because Ginhat doesn't have the best reputation right now. However, if we could impress upon them that we would be helping facilitate these things,
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just saying.
I'd like it.
we could at least try before we leave.
What did I buy those paints for?
I
It's for
thought
painting the wagon, right?
I mean, we could paint the wagon.
Perfect.
I just I wanted to have some paint on hand.
I just imagine him trying to balance the hammer on his forehead or something right there, like.
I would be like, and then I realized, like, wait a minute, and it just fall.
Yeah.
Well, let's go see if we can.
I say this
talk to...
saying that someone in that section of our group should probably do the talking, but yeah, it's an idea.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure I'm more charismatic than he is.
What's your charisma?
I mean,
14.
You would think wrong.
What's yours?
We are very equally charismatic.
Yeah, weirdly enough, I'm the most charismatic person.
Not weirdly, you're a sorcerer.
Also,
Well,
you're a rich girl.
From a meta perspective, it's not the weirdest thing, but from like who Kesta is.
You said
it is
Bradale,
the
right? Was the guy's
She's
name?
like the rich
Even
girl.
in, but even in town,
Bradale?
you went around and you were like, I'm going to play with you and you're going to like it. And you convinced them.
Yeah, well, she's more intimidating than anything.
Or I'm going to
That's
bust your
fair.
kneecaps.
That's fine. No, don't intimidate the Stratson man, please. We want to
Intimidate the
them.
Stratson man, please.
I mean, whatever it takes to get the job, to be honest. But what would it be to roll to know if this would be like infringement? Technically, we're not trying to take a job from them, and this has nothing to do with the Thunder Talons.
Well, there's nothing really to roll to determine that, as you've never necessarily studied
Right.
the laws or regulations of this. You would know that it is not stealing a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's more or less like corporate espionage.
Sick. Let's do it.
So
I mean-
what you're saying is it's only frowned upon if you get caught.
Kinda.
Pretty much, yeah.
Perfect. I shouldn't be the one doing this.
That's what I was like. Yeah, I'm not smooth
Yeah,
at
so
all.
we don't have money for the bribes that we would need.
We
Why
could
not?
try talking. Was no harm in talking.
Yeah, I agree. No, nothing bad could come from just
I'm not against it.
talking about Ginhat.
Let's go to Bradale's house.
Yeah, see if we can chat them up.
Yeah, Bridge Ale probably has something that can help us
Um,
out.
I was.
No one has specifically said who Bradale is.
He's
You-
probably the mayor.
That's fair. I just assume they described the house. If we go that way,
He's probably the emperor.
and if he managed to build himself a house, we could kind of just try to think of a way to say it that is appropriate, but just kind of bluff. There we go. Our way in and say something to the effect of, "We had heard what a great name you had made for yourself around here, and we were hoping that you would share your wisdom with us because we are looking to do the same thing in our area."
That sounds really weird. You just say, "Hey, can we have some help down here?"
Wait, I'm really confused. Who are you saying that to?
We said it to the guy who let us in our house, in his house, hopefully, and then we can hopefully chat up the other fellow as well.
Did we get the guy's name that's from
She's talking about
wherever?
Sweet
Bradale.
Talk and Bradale. So that
Bradale.
you can get to the representative.
Essentially, yes. If he's in his house,
Stratson.
we got to
That's
figure out a
what
way
we're
to get
talking
in
about.
there. Stratson, yeah. The Stratson rep.
I don't think that's going to work, but we will try.
If you have a better idea, by all means. That's the only way
I have an
can
idea.
help.
Why don't we just go ask if we can talk to the guy from Stratson because we had questions about the woods around there, around Ginhat.
That also works.
Because that's technically true. Stratson owns the woods in Ginhat.
They own
They
the
don't own. They have.
But they have the logging rights. Whatever.
Right.
They own it for simplicity's sake.
Anyone can go in there.
Yeah, they just own the logging rights.
Okay, so then yeah.
So we can just say we
works,
need
yeah.
to talk to him because we run Ginhat. So, and then it's not a lie because we do need to talk to him.
No, we don't run Ginhat.
You shut up
Say.
and listen to what I'm saying.
We
That's
we
fine.
run that city.
Either way,
To
I've
be
done my
fair,
job.
I mean, if we wanted to run the city, we could probably run the city. Have you seen it?
I identified
Initiate
opportunity and
elections.
threats. That is what I do. I've done this. Now it's up
I
to you
get two
guys.
votes.
We're doing a SWOT analysis. And now we're moving on.
But yeah, I like that idea
So yeah,
better. A little
there we
more,
go.
more to the point.
that
So let's go.
works.
All right.
To
Emerald.
Bradale.
So you start heading off in the direction to the north edge of town, back the way you've gone, actually passing by some of the directions that you had gone to get to Maryland. Not heading directly by it, but kind of in the same direction. Passing by it, it doesn't take long before you see off to the side distance of the stretch that you're walking across. Slightly left, you'll have to turn down some side alley at some point, but you can start to see the upper echelons of what is likely the manor you were told to find in the distance. Arriving there fairly shortly thereafter, noticing it, you can see a sign outside the front of it is it's also sticks out as one of the few areas in Hillsedge to have more than maybe a dozen or so feet of property not taken up by the residents.
Hey, this guy's got a yard.
Yeah.
No, at least openly armed patrol guards or anything of that nature. A single walkway leading to the front door. You can see a few different series of windows around this front side as you approach. Well done up with bushes.
Should I
and
announce that we're
shrubberies.
here?
No.
I think
Don't
knocking
hold
is
it.
probably just sufficient.
Yes, we can walk up and knock like normal civilized people.
I mean, I've seen some civilized people blow horns to announce their presence.
Yes.
Kings
and
do it all
those
the time.
People are royalty, or very, very, very.
Well, the
very
way you act, I'd assume you're royalty. Arrogance and whatnot.
What would give you that idea?
Arrogance and
Just
whatnot.
feel like sleight of hand fist bump.
He is unable to sleight of hand the reciprocation.
No, that's fair. He's like, what are you doing?
Like, I'm like,
I turn it into a thumbs up.
Yes,
anyway, I start knocking on the door.
I'm sure.
Did you want me to do the talking?
You and I will have that. Yes.
Okay.
After a few short moments, you start to hear the approach of someone. From the other side of the door still, you hear them call. One moment, please.
Let me.
Shortly thereafter, the door latch sounds as the door pulls open, and you see another halfling male standing there. Your new faces. What can I help you with?
Hello. This is the residence of Bredale, correct?
Yes, I'm Bredale.
It's very nice to meet you. We are with the Watch. We are representatives in Ginhat, and we just happened to be here on business. And we heard that there were some gentlemen from the Stratson area that were in the area, and we were just kind of wondering if perhaps we could have a conversation with them. We had some
You have business with them?
not business necessarily, just kind of some questions about what they do and about them.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in that. Please do come in.
Thank you.
Is this a small house?
Not necessarily. It's smaller than the outside size of it might lead you to believe, but it's still much more grand in size than a typical halfling hut.
So if I stand up in here, I'm not going to crash my head into things?
Maybe if there's a low-hanging chandelier, which you don't notice offhand.
Perfect, I walk
but
inside.
Other than that,
Just making sure, because I didn't want to hurt my
He
back
is
more.
rather, yeah, the guy is small. It's a fair question.
yeah, he himself is somewhere between 3 and 4 feet tall.
That's
Closer
like-
to 3.
I see him and I just look in the house and kind of look around.
Check.
And
Okay.
I walk in.
He notices you looking around. Don't worry, I had it constructed to more adequately expect guests.
Oh, I didn't mean to be rude. I've been in a lot of tiny places lately and I don't want to accidentally break something.
Oh, it is of no insult. It is why I built it this way.
Okay. And I walk in and instantly break something. I'm kidding.
Well, it's just like,
Oops!
Full table, bro.
Cool table to smash the
Now we
hammer
have
down
to
on
kill
it.
everyone in this house.
It lasted 5 seconds, guys.
I could probably fix it.
Nope.
Like that time Stomp just smashed a bed back
No
at
one
it.
can leave.
Word of this must not reach the village.
Oh dear. All right.
We're gonna make more work for the Thunder.
By making them come get you.
I mean, you know.
What are you guys doing? You left your territory? What?
You're led into what appears to be a lounge waiting area of sorts. A few tables, mostly single chairs. There was one sofa. Do sit. I'll go retrieve him for you. As he heads off up the stairs, out of view. you're left on your own for a few moments in the room.
I want to look around and see if I can identify what this guy does.
Oh,
Because we still have no idea.
give me an investigation check.
I just kind of like smile at Rowan. So far, so good.
We are
It's a 15.
Nice.
Step one.
It's a nice
around, you aren't able to really garner any real insight as to what he does for a living, but you do start to see a multitude of little trinkets and baubles that with your time on the continent you'd be able to recognize as varied sorts of decorations that were often portions of halfling hut collectives within the Highlands. So likely, perhaps whether or not they're personal, you don't know, but likely trinkets and baubles of former residents of the Highlands before being pushed out during the orc incursions. Aside from that, there's very little to it other than the decorations. You can tell it is completely made of boarded wood, very well made. You realize in the bit of conversation that he may not have personally built it as had been mentioned before, but apparently did have it constructed for his own use.
I will point out the baubles and mention their significance.
It's a nice house.
Yeah.
It is quite nice, yes.
It's tall.
Feels,
Not as tall as I'd like it to be, but you know.
Kesta,
feels very homey.
you would have recognized some of the design of a few of the baubles introduced to you by Katya as your mother actually had a small collection of them.
Oh. Yeah. I talk about that.
That's maybe a point of common interest. You
Wait,
can-
are these are
Are
halfling
they-
baubles, right?
Yes.
And your mother had them.
Does that mean she...
Yeah.
Maybe don't talk about that.
Did she ever say where she got them from?
I don't.
She probably got it in the war.
I don't
Very
know.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe,
Probably shouldn't mention that. She's
No.
right.
maybe yeah. Just look
Still, this is
down.
a really nice house.
Shame.
It's all right.
Our house isn't this. This is better than the mayor's house in Harms.
Yes, this is probably one of the nicer residents you've been permitted into so far.
Is it nicer than my house?
No.
Yes.
So far, yeah, because you live in a wagon.
Well, your personal house is where your parents reside, no.
We don't even live in the wagon because we can't all fit in the wagon. We live outside a wagon.
Yeah, so
One day.
technically, I suppose both Kesta and Rowan, you have seen nicer houses.
I'm in awe of how beautiful his house is.
I still kind of like my
It's
house.
quite nice.
You've probably seen
Good job,
comparable
Kesta.
houses in Stratson.
Touch
I like
the
mine
roof.
better.
Or the ceiling above me. It's pretty tall in here.
Why? Oh, why?
Because I'm not used to being in a place where I can reach above my head. It's nice.
It's so
I mean, it's
easy
not-
here.
It's not like the sky, but
Oh my god.
As you have this conversation, you eventually hear the closing of a door from a hallway that you can't quite see. As slowly, two figures come back into view. One of them recognizable. One clearly human, not quite as large as Rico, but definitely larger than.
I don't know him though from Stratson.
No.
Okay.
I don't
you
know
You
either.
don't recognize this figure right offhand, but as Burdale leads him over, yes, these are the folks that wanted to speak with you. As he steps forward, reaching a hand out to shake each of your hands. What can I do you for? Joseph Brody of Stratson Corporation. So, you have any questions? Business? I'm sorry I don't seem to recognize any of you.
Question for you: is Burdale just hanging out?
Yes.
Shit.
You have questions.
I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
any questions for him, but I need to tell you,
So much for
this is a very
That's
nice
the top.
house. You must be like a very important businessman to own a house like this. What is it that you do?
Oh, well,
To Burdale?
To Burdale.
Oh, okay.
I mostly just do my best to make sure that Hillsedge succeeds at any venture.
So are you like the owner of Hillsedge?
No, I am not the owner. I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about people that own the city itself, you'd be more apt to speak with Marilyn, but that's not
There's
the
a person
there.
in there.
Yes, she was.
She was the lady that was
Yes, that was Constance.
Constance Marilyn.
Oh, that's her last name. I get it.
It's
Okay.
like she was in the bar.
Oh,
I
so are you like the mayor then?
Not entitled, but people come to me to keep general sway over things.
Like if Rico, if you can keep talking to him, I'll kind of like take the Joseph aside.
Oh, I'm going to distract the hell out of this
Yeah.
guy because I'm very interested in the fact that he has a really nice house.
That's fair.
Roll a persuasion check, Rico. See how well you can
That's
distract.
right, you got a lot of wisdom, remember?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about this really nice house? It's one of the nicest houses I've ever seen. You said persuasion?
Yeah.
Good. 12.
You
Brag
perhaps
about your
don't
house.
hold his attention as much as you might like, but he's certainly by no means listening intently.
Right.
There's the rest of you standing there would see him occasionally just perhaps out of not wanting to seem rude,
Right.
like look over towards the conversation in the middle of a sentence, but he then just pays attention for that moment, then turns back to the conversation.
So definitely start out, especially kind of like be kind of casual and just talky, like, hey, yes, so I'm from Stratson, and I am just got stationed with our friends here from the Watch,
Are you in the city here?
in Ginhat.
Oh,
And so, and I am, yeah. And I am ashamed to say I don't know as much about the forest as I should. And so when we heard you were here, you seemed like the ideal person to ask questions about how things work, as we are trying to work in Ginhat.
Well, that would greatly depend on what exactly it is you'd be looking to do. Obviously, any logging or tree removal would have to be contracted and sanctioned through Stratson.
Right. Well, and I didn't know much about Ginhat until we got there, but it was originally set up by your company, is what I...
Yes, before my time, but yes, the family had tried to put in roots up there before. I'm afraid I don't know the exact details as to why it failed in the end, but they decided that it didn't profit enough and pulled out, went back to one singular location, though hoping to expand again. That's actually why I'm here. Can't give any details.
Oh, of
but
course, no.
Yeah, of course not. That is really interesting, though.
That is really interesting. I mean, we've done a lot of work in Ginhat, making the area safe, and we've explored the forest quite a few times now. It's been quite interesting. And so that's why we were questioning what the best way to grow Ginhat would be, as now it's got so many different, it could go anywhere. It's got nowhere to go but up. So that's why we were trying to figure out what didn't work before, so we might figure out what we could avoid
Yeah, just in general,
working
how
in
we could
Ginhat now.
make it a more amicable place or more amenable place for that type of
It
business
does
in the
seem like a
future.
good location, which is, I'm sure, why your people chose it in the first place.
The build location, from everything I can understand, is quite profitable, as it's right up against the woods where they placed it. Well, I'm afraid the best I could probably offer you is to take your words, and when I return to Stratson in a few days, I can certainly repeat them to a few people that head up these operations. I'm simply
No, absolutely.
prong that they send out to test, so to speak.
Of course. Any information that you could get us on what didn't work before would help us in our endeavors now, and
Of
we'd
course,
appreciate that so much.
Of course.
Some of it may not be available to the public, of course, but I can try and get any word out to you. It may not be me personally, but if it seems like something that we'd be interested in as a company, I'd say we can try to have someone of my like out there to put out feelers and couple of weeks, perhaps.
Oh, well, that is
That's
beyond what we
very
were
generous.
expecting. Very good,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were just hoping
Of
to.
course, it would simply be to test
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
any potential expansion by Stratson would be an eased one. We would not be looking to pick multiple locations.
Just like a dog nose.
Well, that's
Yeah,
gr-
absolutely.
that's great. I mean, we're known as the Nobodies.
I
which-
pull out one of the, I think, 6 cards I have left, and
Excellent.
so you can contact us. But regardless, we'd still love any information that you would be willing to share on what didn't work before, as we need to learn more about our area and its history.
If anything comes of this, I'll certainly make sure that they know who to look for. I know, based on my last knowledge, Ginhat is not overly large, but
No.
is there any certain place that someone should look to find you if they head out that way?
Right as you walk in, you can't miss us.
Yeah, we station ourselves right on the outside in our place that we call the castle. That's very.
You've already started quite an expansion yourselves, then.
Oh no, we just call it the castle.
It's
Yeah.
a nomiker.
Yeah, it's to high hopes. Look directly at Rowan.
Yep.
Keep the hopes high. Anyway, about this house, you're telling me that
As both you and Bredale turn towards the conversation, and for a second you start to get the sense that he may be wondering what exactly the bits of conversation he's heard were, putting them together, but then almost at that moment, give me another persuasion check as you go to distract him again.
7.
Then, well,
Get out of my house.
I by no means wish to be rude, but since we're talking business, actually, Joseph, I had some new alterations to possible plans I wanted to go over with you.
Oh, absolutely won't keep you guys.
I'll meet you in the office, is Joseph.
Right.
And it was a pleasure meeting you all. Again, we work together in the future. We'll see what comes of it. As he again shakes everyone's hand and
Yeah.
heads back. I'll see you in a moment. As Bredale turns back. Well, shall I show you to the door?
Yeah, it's over there.
Absolutely. Like as we walk, I want to like casually talk to the wasn't expecting that, but we actually were quite impressed with the different things you've done to build up this town. It's actually one of the reasons we wanted to come and get your input on things, as we are trying to improve our own area as well. Like kind of your methods clearly work. Like just kind of like talking about like hey, so how did you decide?
Persuasion check.
Like, not talking about wood at all. Like, talking about even, like, probably our hunting plan.
Industry secrets.
Are you proficient in persuasion?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Not a little bit.
She's
I'm just
conversating.
chatting it up here. Oh, yeah, no, it's a 7. But I'm like, I'm not lying at all. I just...
As he escorts you all to the door, pleasantly enough, he still responds, it's as simple as doing everything necessary.
That is good advice.
He's
Thank
killed
you.
the man.
So have I.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time,
Opens the
Brigadier.
door. Enjoy your stay in the village. Safe travels if you...
Thank you for talking about your house.
Of course. He then shuts the door and you hear him vanish away.
We should get out of this town.
Yes, we should.
Let's
Yes.
go home.
Although that was a good meeting.
That went a lot better than I expected.
Yes, it did.
It's a really nice
Let's
house.
leave before anyone finds
We
out.
have a lot of work to do.
Yes. But
I don't know
anything
why
we
you
can
guys
do...
are so shifty about this. It wasn't anything bad.
It was a little
It was a little bad.
I will spend like the good portion of the walk back explaining to him how it was rather rude in business terms, etiquette,
Well, I mean,
that kind of thing. Like,
Even then, it still doesn't even if it was this spy stuff you're talking about,
Yeah.
it's still not wrong because again, they own the rights to the woods around where we're at.
Yeah, but if they're looking to expand, they're not going to expand in 2 places. So we
Why
would
not?
be essentially large expense.
Yes. Don't have
They
the
do
capital
one,
to-
and then maybe later, in more years down the road, do another.
Oh.
So we would literally be taking the income and all of that away from.
It'd be taking
Here.
new jobs and new infrastructure away from.
Well, we need it more than they do.
Oh, it's true. That's
That
why
may
we
be
did
true,
it.
but that's not going to be. That's not how he sees
It doesn't make him feel better.
Who's he?
As he,
Bru-
as he
yeah.
just said, it's as simple as doing
Yes.
anything and everything.
Well, then if he said it like that, then maybe he knew what you were doing.
Oh, he
Oh,
knew
he
what we were
does.
doing.
Oh.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why he.
That's why he
moved
made
us
us
out.
leave.
That's why we were escorted out.
Well, did my distraction help?
Yes,
Oh,
it was
okay.
fantastic.
He does have a really nice house, and I go into explanations on the same shit you told me about.
I will start discussing with you guys random things that we could do to try to make Ginhat more appealing.
Casual Fridays.
I was, maybe fixing up the roads a bit. Like if we can talk to bringing in some rocks or something. I don't really know what.
Well, we're definitely going to want to have to. We're definitely going to want to make a case for it being a convenient.
We are a
route.
good location. Maybe we could work on signing up. Like who would be looking for a job? Here we've got employees ready for you.
Everyone in Ginhat.
Literally
people,
everyone
yeah.
in Ginhat.
Literally everyone.
That's why I was like, it
if
should
they pay
be.
me enough, I'll go help them.
That's fair.
You talked about getting stones for the road.
Something
Is there a
to.
quarry nearby?
I don't know. We should find
Have a
out.
quarry nearby?
None that are large enough to really be known about.
Who owns the rights to the rocks?
Well, that's fair actually.
But
We have to fight
with
the
your
earth.
time spent on the continent, you would know that there are quarries around. Nothing large and expansive, but there are some buildings made of stones.
Honestly,
It's
we do.
gathered somewhere.
We do have a town full of people who need this. We could probably get them to help us, like get the kids out gathering buckets of rock, everybody, things like that. Whatever it takes.
Are we
Someone's got
were you going to pay them to do it?
Well, their parents might convince them to do it if it might get their parents a job.
I mean, yeah, it might be a little difficult to come across that much rock near Ginhat.
Even
but
if we,
if we're thinking that it's going to be lucrative for us in the future and help Ginhat, then we could invest some of our money to
that's true.
shipping something from around this
Well,
area.
I was thinking about time though. We only have a couple weeks. He said if they were going to send somebody out.
We can always go to the farms and get rocks out of their field. You guys do know rocks grow, right?
But someone in Ginhat
you
has
serious?
to know. I'm just like.
I'm not actually serious. Okay. Why the looks? So every year we go out and we till the fields. We pick up all the big rocks and move them over, take them wherever they needed to go.
So the smaller rocks could grow.
No, well, that's the thing though, is like we'd come back the next year to row the fields again and there'd be more big rocks. So we'd have to pick those ones up and move them over again. And it's not like the same rocks, so clearly rocks grow.
I never thought about it that way.
I just keep waiting for Rowan's head to explode. Like I'm just like.
Were you guys leaving the city during?
Yes.
We're
heading back
walking and
towards
talking.
Ginhat.
We're going home. But someone in Ginhat has to know why they chose to not build here.
Possibly. Although
So if
from
we
what
can-
he said, it was a long time ago.
Exactly. Well, if we can find somebody who has some idea, we can hopefully make it appealing.
I think I broke Rowan.
That's okay. He'll reset, and then you can break him again later.
I pull Katya and Kess to the side while he's like having an aneurysm. At what point do I let him know that I know rocks don't grow in the dirt?
Give it like 15 more minutes. Maybe at dinner.
Dinner, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he already thinks I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb, but it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Then, as you leave
Yes.
the town of Hillsedge, heading back towards the river.
Yeah.
The rest of your day fading away. Nightfall coming.
I start cooking dinner.
Yeah.
So Rowan,
Yes.
you do know rocks don't actually grow, right? I know that story was pretty believable, but they don't actually grow. For some reason, you think I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb, but it's fun messing with you.
I have doubts sometimes. And
I mean, in like a decade, I know what a decade is. I knew before that.
Oh, good.
I mean, if you're going to treat me dumb, I'm going to act dumb.
That's backwards, I think. But
Even I knew what a decade is, and I've never even been on a ship.
I'm going to go try.
Well, have fun. I'm going to go cook dinner.
I'm gonna pull out like my deep green alchemist stuff.
Then, as you cook and tinker and train, that's where we'll take a break.
I think it broke Rowan.
We'll
I
be
love it.
right back, everyone, after a short break. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you when we get back.
Hey, I'm Rico. Rico Del Rico. Fame, glory, money. What more can a guy ask for? Besides, I've been fighting monsters and wolves my entire life. At least that's what I tell everyone. How hard can it be? Starting your own adventuring crew, going out to help Keybrick clear out its problems and monsters, all in a day's work with someone with my strength and smile.
My name is Kesta Vanille, and now that I'm 15 and a grown adult, I need to get a job of my own. I don't really know yet what I'm going to be doing, and these guys are a little weird, but I guess they'll do for adventuring partners. I don't think they appreciate my value yet, but I am used to people doubting me, and I do not back down from a challenge.
My name is Rowan Leander. I have been instructed in the ancient elven art of blade singing, and am now looking to make a name for myself as a prominent adventurer. With my practiced blade and skill in the arcane arts, rising above the average trash of Keybrick will be quick and easy.
I'm really not into talking without having something to say. The others do that enough. Someone needs to keep an eye on things. That is why I stay in the shadows, ready to pounce. If you need me, I'll be keeping an eye on things.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
As we get back to it, you all are making your way back towards the river. Able to get there and cross, though about the time that you are crossing back into your territory, the steadily growing clouds above you start to crack and rain down. And with the slight chillier days that you're approaching for even the warm continent of Keybrick, It's a fairly crisp, chill rain.
Ooh.
I am like a big like I am totally inside of it. My tail is tucked in. I don't want to get wet.
I don't mind the storm.
Good.
You make your way through it. Little issue beyond that. The rest of the day's travel goes fine. The rest of the travel, as you make your way all the way to Ginhat, goes fine, though. Give me perception checks along the way.
That's good. 12.
Also a 12.
Natural 20.
11.
But I do have that observant feature.
You and your natural 20s.
I'm on a roll today.
You think you're so special.
As you are passing through the generalized area in which you had previously initially noted the growing trees off in the distance of the strange forest that you had investigated, Katya, you notice them, you all see them looking at them as you pass by far in the distance, and you're not able to pinpoint exactly what it is, Katya, but something about them seems different.
Guys.
You, Kesto, with your natural 20, are able to tell that it appears much larger.
This is the trees again?
Yes.
Did they grow since
Did
the last time we've been here?
like the trees individually seem larger, or they seem to have expanded?
They seem perhaps to have grown in and of themselves slightly, but more in an expansing out type of pattern.
I wonder if Stratson would be interested in these trees.
Do you point this stuff out to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the fact that it's growing, and it's
Yes.
only been, what's it been, like a week?
Yeah.
That does seem rather fast. And those bunnies are also quite large. There's something there that's making things grow abnormally.
Yeah.
We should probably
We should probably look into that.
check that out. It seems
Again?
like it's our business.
You would know that last time you had been in Ginhat, you had sent Ravalli
Yeah,
to investigate.
Oh, that's
Gravy's
true.
supposed to go investigate it.
Should we go back to Ginhat and talk to him first then?
That'd probably be good. I mean, we want to get there and let them know about the upcoming business. And
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think that we should go into the center of town. You blow your bugle, and we'll try to get everybody to come.
I think that's just going to piss people off, but
It won't piss them off when they find out what the awesome stuff that we got.
maybe we can go to the tavern and find just as many people as we are going to
Does
attract.
seem like a more direct.
I'm not allowed to play my bugle, apparently.
I thought it was a good idea.
You
Call
know
a
what?
town meeting.
What if you go to the center of town and wait like 10 minutes, and I'll go to the tavern and tell them this is what we're going to do, and then you can
And then,
call
the
everyone.
whole reason I'm in the thing is to look like a fool.
Well, no, everybody else in town.
Oh no, I'll just follow you to the tavern.
Okay. I try.
What's the idiot out there with the horn doing? Being a distraction.
We don't know him.
Oh, they already know you know me.
Yes, that ship sailed.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck.
Then, with that in mind, you pick up your step, the remaining trek back to Ginhat a bit. Arriving after having to travel much the rest of the way in the rain, it does start to fade away after a couple days of intermittent, though fairly constant rainfall of some fashion.
Rico does not build it or pitch a tent whenever we camp. He still sleeps outside in the rain.
Oh.
I'm sure you guys would put your tents up and stuff like that.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
I just sleep outside.
Rico, you're going to catch a cold.
I think I'll be fine.
Give me a con save.
I mean, I can, but then that's whatever I get, I'll just remove it.
You seem fine.
That's a non-natural 20.
Yeah, you never even have to worry about it. Did a couple of days rest in the rain.
Never been sick a day in his life.
I'm immune to it. I mean, I appreciate your concern, but I'll be fine.
All right.
Then you arrive back at Ginhat, seeing the castle approaching as you draw near its stationary location to the side. You see more so trying to perhaps tidy the surrounding area than anything at the moment. Jamuel walking about idly, having not noticed you directly.
Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Samuel.
Oh, hey guys.
What's up, big guy?
Back already? You get everything taken care of?
Yeah.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we might actually have a connection with the people in Stratton about something. I don't know. Talk to these guys.
Well, that sounds great.
Have you heard from Rivalry?
Oh, he's back in town. He didn't really stop too much. He asked if you were around. I said you had taken off to handle some business, so he's probably in the city or in the woods. He's somewhere back there.
Pretty much all the options, yes.
We'll put up the sign, and if he happens to come by here, just tell him to wait.
Alright, I can do that.
Do I get to blow my bugle now?
Soon.
Do you know another major domo named Vinoa?
Pretty half elf lady.
Mm-hmm. Describe her.
I think the name sounds familiar. Can't say that I know her personally or anything, but I think I've heard of her. She's worked a couple of different jobs.
I'm just curious.
She's the major domo for the Thunder Talons. That's why we ask.
Yeah, she definitely she enjoys it. I just like getting out and seeing people and getting to do new things, but she's really about the whole paperwork and everything.
She really scrutinized
Yes, she is.
that
Contract.
that
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure she did.
yep.
So, real quick, he's functioning as our secretarian, correct? Is that what we decided? Or what
I think
was he gonna
so.
be?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm assuming discussed that with him when we made that decision and whatnot. I'd be like, hey, so, have you made any progress on, I don't know, they had posters and stuff and
Well,
Hillsedge or...
I made some contacts at Kesta's request, and I've got supplies and things of that nature en route. They haven't arrived yet, but I imagine they shouldn't be more than another day or two before they arrive, and then we can certainly get some posters up and things like that if you want.
Yeah. That's what the secretarian does, right? It's like promote the group.
What did we write the castle on with? Just charcoal, right?
Oh.
Hey, can I have that red paint?
No, you used ink.
They used, she used.
I thought we used
her
charcoal.
ink.
No, the ink was to draw the.
That too, but I used ink and calligraphy stuff when I did the
Oh,
the
because
castle
I remember
originally.
just drawing it in like charcoal originally.
Yeah, and then I did it in ink.
I dig around in my satchel as it like sparks up a little bit. Pull out the paint and the paintbrush. This is not a very big paintbrush though, so it's might take us a little bit to paint the wagon with it.
Well, it's not enough red to paint the whole wagon. We have to dilute it a little bit. Well, we make the wagon orange.
Do you have enough yellow?
We should. We add a little water to it, water it down. The guy said it should.
It'll be a burnt orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a new dawn.
Always look on the bright side. And then I start mixing paints.
You can just take both of them and just start.
Well, should we go see
Into
if
a bucket.
Corvelli's at the tavern eating then?
And I said, they're like, yeah, let's go.
And it's covered in paint. You just pick up your hammer.
We just do that thing like people do in like blank attics with just like all handprints all over the wagon.
There you go.
Please no.
We're going to paint it later anyway. And then I clean my hands off on the grass. Hopefully this isn't poisonous. And I'll fix it if it
It's
is.
made
With
of lead.
handprints, the whole just image of the castle would just be very kindergarten.
It's true.
It's a wagon named the Castle with a big paper sheet for some guy named Gravelli and just painted handprints everywhere.
Yes. That is what it looks like right now.
Right now. Don't worry, Rowan. We'll paint it after we come back from talking to Gravy.
Oh
It's like Notable Nobodies daycare service.
Oh my goodness, don't trust us with your
Full
children. We do have a nice pinball hoop though.
That is true.
Look, we have something that Hillsedge is not. Pinball court.
Did we already get the poll that we commissioned from?
Yes.
Yeah, you and I
Did
put
we
that
get
out.
that?
during the
Yeah,
2-week
It was
thing,
really
yeah.
interesting.
I thought we did, but I couldn't.
We had to dig a hole and try to we were trying to do math to figure out how deep we needed the hole.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go to the inn.
Awkwardly placed metal
Just-
pole in
Yep.
the just yard of your castle.
Yep.
Courtyard, thank you.
Okay.
Have the kids been playing with it at all?
It's a pinball court yard.
You haven't seen any, but there's also
I thought there's only like 4 kids, right? There wasn't a lot of them.
There's only a few
Yeah.
kids, and
Teenagers are too angsty.
Giant.
while you've been generally accepted by the adults, the kids still are a little apprehensive about just going over, especially with perhaps Jamuel being a little more than they're used to seeing.
That's fair.
He's very hairy.
He's a lot.
All right, so then we go to the inn and we
Yeah.
see how many people are there, and then we're gonna try to rally
Yeah.
everybody into.
Well, don't we have to find Gravy first?
We're looking for Gravius first.
Okay.
Prevailing. Shoot!
Yes.
You did it!
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the guy's name is Parsi, right?
Yeah.
Parsi's the owner of the warm
Yeah.
bed. I'm pretty sure that's what I have written down. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure I don't actually call him Parsley again.
Yeah. It's
Parsley,
Parsley.
what's up?
I mean, that's why I've been calling him Basil.
Parsley,
Yeah.
Roland.
He does make me think of parsley every time, so.
All right.
Alright, yes. To the warm bed.
You leave Jamuel as he starts plastering back up the sign to Gravelli, heading to the warm bed. As you enter in, you find a majority of the people you would expect to have found here at this time a little bit in the early evening hours. At a quick glance around, you do not spot Gravelli. You do spot Dane, Darnick.
Oh, right. The guys that we were like bouncing out of the place for a while.
Both the Delanes are here at the moment as well.
Oh, good.
And then you see, of course, Parsi moving about, bringing food out to the Delanes, and going back, spotting you. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Busy?
Just more of the usual for this time. Meals?
I don't have any money, so. No, I'm quite good. But
Business first, food later.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, business.
Yeah, we got great news, but we need like
Potentially.
the whole town.
Oh,
We got to find Gravelli, but is there any chance you could help us like get everybody together?
well,
It's really important to the city.
I can let them know, but I have to watch this.
Yeah. You know what? This might be a time for a view.
Oh, no. We're going to talk to everyone in the tavern. And I sit and sulk.
Oh, okay.
I just want to be clear. I am pro bugle.
Well, no one was pro bugle
Is-
except for Kester.
is
I
Abigail
had the
here?
idea to get everyone
Is
out
Abigail
here.
here? That musician, halfling woman.
She's not here at the moment.
Okay.
I'm
And
just anti-bugle.
Yurik
I know.
wasn't here, was he? Yurik at the Dover fellow?
No.
Okay.
Right now, the only people that you spot are the Delanes, Dane, Darnick,
Okay.
and Parsi.
Why do we have to tell the whole town right now anyway? It's not even a sure thing.
Well, that's what I don't think we need to tell the whole town at once. I think it's the kind of thing that if we tell these people and then go tell a few other people, the whole town will know very quickly.
Yeah, there's only like 20 people here.
Yeah,
I guess so.
You've got about a fifth or so of the city
Yeah.
here.
I thought for such big news we should have a big
Well,
thing.
it's not a sure thing at all.
Yes.
So
But we have everybody all together, and then we can say like, "Hey, this could happen. Let's brainstorm."
Yeah, and then they show up, and then the people over there are like, yeah, we don't want that place. And like, oh, look at those dicks telling us we have jobs coming, but no, we don't.
Well, we don't tell them that we have. We tell them that there's a possibility, and then we try to get everybody to rally together
well,
to
I think
help
not
us.
everyone's going to be interested in that. So I think what we need to do is just get the word out as much as we can, and then with that, add in that if you want to help try to make this happen, come see us, and then we'll get the people who actually want to help.
Okay.
So we're going to tell these
So we just
fine
tell
folks here.
Yeah, all right. Bugle? Nope. Okay.
I mean, they're hey guys.
Yeah. That's
Do they all
right.
turn and look?
Yeah, they.
Alright.
We got some news to share. Can you guys all like join us for a second?
As you say that,
Aren't they?
Dominic still just sitting there. We can hear you just fine from here.
I don't think it's very big.
We can just talk.
Just thought it'd be cozy. Anyways, and then just to, I guess, save time, I would give them the details of what we know, tell them that there's a potential interested party from Stratson wanting to look at Ginhat, and that we are trying to come up with some ways that we can make the town look a little bit more
Appealing.
yeah.
Stratson's looking to expand a new site for their operations. They were in Hillsedge. We managed to convince them to come and take a look at Ginhat instead. We'd love to make Ginhat more appealing to them, as it would be great for the town.
We'd like to make Ginhat great again.
That.
As you are going over what it is, you know, the conversation you had,
It's just
Kesta or Katya roll persuasion with advantage.
easy choice.
That'll be a mod 20.
We're excited.
Going over the plan with them, it's hard to really get a sense as to any leanings that Darnik may have. He keeps a stone face, angry almost look on his face the entire time.
He's a suspicious dwarf man. That's literally what I wrote him as. He's just always like that.
Dane seems a bit more open to it, though you get the sense that he kind of looks at it like a wouldn't it be great if kind of thing, not really seeing it having any real chance. Both the Delanes, however, seem very open to it. Gilby even speaking up, offering any meager bits of assistance that either her or her husband may be able to offer, though they're just basic tradesmen and women.
Does anyone know or have any knowledge of why they didn't pursue this when they set it up originally? Who knows their local
As
history?
they kind of all look around, and then you hear a gruff beginning of a response, pulling your attention towards Darnik. From what I hear, there's too much work for them. They had it easy in Stratson, and starting over was too much.
But now they'd be more prepared to start a new location either way.
Yeah, perhaps. And
How long ago was it that they were here trying to start something?
we don't know exactly, but we know it was long before.
How long ago was it that they were here trying to start something? I asked Darnik.
It was before my time here, but I think it had been about 10, no more than 10, 15 years ago.
Okay. So maybe they just weren't actually ready to expand and they started a little earlier than they should have.
It's quite possible, yes.
Does anyone know where they were planning to build their operation originally?
This is it.
The whole
Well, I
town
assume
is
that
it.
they need like a logging. They're
That's
loggers, right?
yeah.
Or they
That's,
just logging. They don't do the sawing, the sawmill, and everything else.
as far as I'm aware, they would.
And they were just planning on using it to start clearing the north side while Stratson took care of the south side. I
Okay.
think Stratson handles most of the preparation.
Okay.
Yeah, and doesn't the river run through by here?
Yeah,
So they
goes
more than
straight
likely
north.
just chuck
Yeah.
the logs into the river and let it float on down. That's
Yeah.
how we used to do it over in Harp.
Yeah.
If there was something farther up we needed.
Okay, so they didn't have like a big building or anything that they would need. Then they literally just need like.
Yeah,
a
it'd be
camp.
like it'd be that's. I mean, they
Yeah.
need a small village
Yeah. All right. Well then, we have that.
because they built it.
I know.
So they already have that started.
Good for them.
So one of the things we should probably do, though, is see what we can do about improving some of the houses here.
Making sure that there's room for any new people or whatnot.
Well, I mean, that's easy enough. We can start setting up camps and start building, because they're going to cut the lumber down anyway. They can build the houses here for new people, but just see what we can do about the houses that are here.
This is an open conversation that we're like trying to include everyone in case they have thoughts, by the way.
As you're going over this all, Parsi speaks up. Well, if you're looking to talk about arranging increases to what the housing looks like, I mean, he can't necessarily get the lumber, but if you wanted to bring it up to Justip, he's been maintaining what we got around here.
Okay. Haven't we talked to him before?
Yes, we got.
Is he different from Jessup?
That's Jessup.
He just might have used a...
I'm just making sure, because
It's the same person. It's like pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because, people use different inflections.
Right.
I just want to make sure so I can
same
write
guy.
down the name twice.
I totally get that. That's why I was like, okay.
That's why I asked about it, because it sounded familiar, but inflections, emphasis.
Thank you. We will do that. Has Gravelli been in tonight yet?
Let's see. He was in for breakfast.
So he's around.
I haven't seen him for lunch or dinner yet.
Okay. All right. I think that we should probably go talk to Yerrick, the Adover, the Ginhat brewery guy,
Okay.
because he seems like the most influential person in town.
Very true. Yes.
Well, at least the
We have plans of something going.
Got the most capital to throw around.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, technically, we have the most capital to throw around.
Are you sure about that?
I think Adover might have us.
I think he might beat us. Just how much do you have?
Quite a lot.
He's saving up for like 1,500 gold armor.
Yeah, he really wants that armor.
Fair enough.
Right, but we could go knock on his door, see how he's doing,
Sounds like a plan.
see if we see Gravelli on the way.
If anybody has any other things they want to mention to us, or if they come up with any ideas or anything, you guys know where to find us. If we're not around, just talk to Jamuel.
The Delanes are both. Yes, of course we know. You see the other two in either a tone of instant disinterest in the conversation any further, or just pure aggravation and going back to his drink. The other two just go back to their own silence that they had had before you entered.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, fellas. I'm down. I'm going to leave.
Stay out of trouble.
Eyes you as well.
Fair.
It's a thing we have. We just stare at each other until one of us gets mad.
Fair enough.
It's usually him. He's an angry man.
He seems angry all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go talk to what's his name?
Yeah.
Yarvis.
Yeah.
Yes. Yarvis.
So you go to see a Dover.
Yeah.
Hey, his name is actually
It's Yerrick.
Yerrick Adover.
But,
Close.
I know.
So yeah.
You arrive there. The familiar, though slightly different, as it was much later in the night the previous time that you had all been brought here by Boise.
Oh, right. That's when you got hung over.
Yes, it was.
It's true. You kept going, man.
You were given your first sampling of
It's really good.
Ginhat itself.
Yep. And you're an alcoholic. Or, well, just trying to drown your sorrows anyway.
I'm an aspiring
One day.
He's an alcohol enthusiast.
Right.
You arrive, knocking on the door. There's a fairly quick response from the other side. Yeah, one moment. Then there's some fairly clear and obvious, like, heavy shifting of something abrupt You don't think so much so that someone was moving something, but someone may have ran into something. As the doors then opened and you see a Dover standing there. Oh, good evening.
Hi.
Well,
Did Boise find you again?
no.
My leg's scraping.
Excuses.
Shut up.
Well, is there anything I can do for you this evening?
Good news.
Oh, I'm always up for good news.
It's my turn. Oh, no worries. Well, we were in Hillsedge recently, and we spoke with a representative from Stratson, and we convinced him to go speak with the people in Stratson and perhaps send another person out to Ginhat. It seems they're looking to expand their operation.
Are they planning on sending someone soon?
Within a few weeks, hopefully.
Very well. What sort of
And we would,
business were you discussing?
well, hopefully setting up some logging here.
Huh.
They're also looking at Hillsedge, though, so we're trying to find a way to spruce up Ginhat a bit more. With
Well, I certainly can't blame you for wanting to do that. How?
I feel like we really just need to play on Ginhat's strengths.
So we get them drunk?
What are those?
Well,
Ginhat.
Ginhat, for one.
Well, I believe I may have made mention of this some bit. It's
Yeah.
far less Ginhats as it is now almost Kaimel's, but
Right. But if we were to expand, more people coming in and out, do you think they'd be interested in being able to sell your Ginhat here as well?
I can't sell it here.
That's
I would have to get my father's permission, and
what we're talking about.
he would have to make it very, very lucrative enough to make the exclusiveness of what he has in Kaimel.
Why does he want the exclusiveness? Doesn't he want to? If he could sell Ginhat over the entire continent, why wouldn't he want to?
The well-off like to be able to show that, so he's able to charge quite a bit more for
That's
it.
fair. If, however, people were shipping logs and whatnot from here down to Stratson, it would make it a much quicker operation if he wanted to sell to the elite in Menoris. Still keeping his eliteness, but also opening up his market.
What you're saying, of course, makes some levels of sense, and believe me, I've mentioned means of trying to expand before to him, but that is why I'm here and he's there. My father is a very intelligent man, though perhaps rooted in his ways.
He's a halfling. How old does he look?
It over?
Yeah.
Probably no more than 100 or so, 120-ish.
How long do halflings live?
I think it's like 250, 300.
Okay, so his dad's gotta be not young.
Are you suggesting?
No, that was out of I was trying to make those calculations in my head.
Assassination.
Just trying to figure out.
Rico's not for that.
No, I was just trying to do math. I need help for math. We all know this.
Uh-huh.
I
Your
think
father's getting old. He's dying
You
every
know-
I
day.
was just trying to figure out at what
Something
point
bad.
he might inherit things. That's what I was trying to figure out. What
Yeah,
timeline.
that you're not helping yourself.
Nope.
I'm just saying you might inherit something if
He's
you
a
know.
halfling.
No, I meant
He's a
eventually.
halfling.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I was trying to figure out how long halfway.
It might just be.
Did I have the age ratings wrong on those when I wrote it
So
out?
they reach adult at 20 and live to the middle of their second. Okay, so
Yeah.
Second generation.
So
second
Second.
century.
Yeah.
And so
So
about
like
250.
150. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I read it as one
I-
century first.
personally see Ginhat's biggest strength, as far as it relates to Stratson's interests, as just being location and
Oh, yeah.
potentially the potential for a market for expansion. Of
Well, that's what I was just trying to figure out, if there was a way to align their interests with Stratson moving here instead, shipping easier, being that one.
Assuming that you might mention something of in actual conversation with him.
Yeah. That part would have been in conversation, trying to find a way to align the interests.
If Stratson showed interest, that would certainly go a long ways towards changing his mind potentially. But attempting to do so as the first step.
Not necessarily the first step, just trying to find a way to coincide the two, so then we have resources from two large companies essentially getting more directed into Ginhat at the same time.
That's all a bit over my head. I'm more of a one thing at a time kind of girl.
That's fair.
But I would, of course, be willing to work with you, as I won't be leaving this place anytime soon, so...
That's fair. My thought was that if the Stratson people knew that they were coming and they thought the Stratson people were coming, they'd both be more inclined to come. That was the idea.
Maybe.
So.
Playing a dangerous game.
They both show up and start a war. Yeah. This is our land.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
I know we don't have a lot of people here in Ginhat, but do you feel like there's at least a few people that might be interested in being a part of that operation, like having work of that kind if they were to?
Is this paying work?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
There are roughly half of the small number that live here are without work, so I guess about half of the city would be willing to help for pay.
Just like 10 people. Nice.
Yeah.
So if we took some time to sign it, hey, would you be interested in a job with so we have a workforce ready for you.
Yeah.
We'll send them an email and they can just vote and send it back.
Just spend time knocking on people's doors.
We have those ballot boxes.
Well, I wouldn't be stressing to be having the vote, not us.
Oh, but what if they don't have their own ballot boxes?
Right. But we just wanted to touch base with you essentially and see if there was anything that you and your company might be able to suggest or do, or again, try to keep open to ways to align interests to this happening.
Well, I can certainly do what I can, but I don't really have any say as to what my father does. If I did, as much as it may be counterproductive to what it is you're trying to do, I would not be here.
That's fair. Well, we appreciate that you're here. For now.
Alright.
Well, that was pretty much it.
We just wanted to...
We spread the word as much as possible.
Of course, I'm sure I'll see at least Boise today.
I would say, Boise might be better suited to that. He seems to like chatting with...
Very friendly fellow.
Yeah.
I like Boise.
Yeah.
He's very friendly.
Well,
yeah, I'm sorry for the last time I was here. It was...
Don't worry, we were all there once.
Would you like some more?
No.
I'm glad that conversation stopped. Okay, so let's go find Gravy.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll be back. We need to go talk to Gravy.
Good evening.
Crevelli.
I don't know.
Yes.
I just had to imagine.
Sure, he's in the woods somewhere.
That guy imagining, why is that big guy just want Gravy?
Gravy!
It's a little pet name for him.
Then you leave it over back. He latches the door behind you.
Yeah.
You head off. You're fairly close to the forest line if you wanted to just walk into the forest to look for Grooveli at this point.
I mean, we could also just whistle for him.
You got a bugle.
You got a bugle.
Yeah, okay, because he'll just come running with the bugle noise.
It might be like, who on earth is bugling?
So, willing to come to us walking through the forest before.
Maybe the next time we see him, we can tell him, we can say, hey, we'll come up with a special bugle call. And when he hears that, at his earliest convenience, he knows to come and
that sounds like a plan.
Like just
We
something
don't put
simple.
up a bad signal. We bugle.
It's not terrible, that's for sure.
It's like
He might actually be, maybe.
Perfect.
And then he knows.
That's yours.
And I make that noise of the bugle.
Make a different
That'd
one
be
for
his.
Naragu and a different one for you and different.
We are not.
You're making custom ringtones.
Well, I mean, like Norinega and them, like, it's fine because they're always in town.
That's true.
But Gravy, he's always out in the woods. So.
Right. I am quite curious actually what he found in those woods.
Me too.
Why
I'm
they're
curious
so
to
big.
see if he even found them. Maybe they just popped up out of nowhere.
Well,
They
they're
might
getting
just
bigger
disappear
and
out of
harder to
nowhere.
miss.
What if it's just some kind of strange
Maybe we're the ones who are seeing it,
moving
no one else.
forest?
I don't think we're that in sync to have shared hallucinations.
Well, it could have been something we ate.
We did all go to
Well, you
that.
all ate the
Wait,
same
did
food.
we went to the eye place, right?
Oh, we did actually all go to that
That's
one
true.
dark place.
I did not like that
That was
place.
a very bad decision on all of our parts.
Well, I mean, it was a job.
It really was.
That's what we're supposed to do. Anyway, I start shouting out towards Gravelli to meet us at
You
the
just
start
start
shouting.
yelling.
Hey, you can meet us at the castle.
We just like walk the forest line shouting for Gravelli as we.
Oh no, I don't even walk the forest line. I shout as loud as I can. Hey, Gravelli, we're back. You can meet us at the castle, and then I walk back to the castle.
Okay.
He's just out in the woods, like motherfuckers.
Does a 22 hit?
You're all making your way back to the castle.
Yeah.
You arrive.
I start finishing. See, I told you I'd finish it, and I start painting the castle. Finishing
Hey,
up.
do you have some ink? Or anyone? Really?
We will in about a day or two.
What do you need ink for?
I was gonna start getting us like a sign up thing. You know, letter of intention for. I would work for the Stratton Company number thing if it were here.
We got paint.
Hey,
I can borrow.
you're not using my paint. That's for the wagon.
I do
That's
have
true.
some.
We should probably get started on this.
That's what I did when I came back. I started doing it.
Tiny
Uh-huh.
little brush. One stroke at a time.
I will not let her
Do
use
not.
it.
Do not.
You know,
Let
I
either
won't.
of them use it.
I won't.
Why can't I use it?
I'll start working on.
Do not let either of them use it.
Okay.
Why am I not allowed to use the ink? I don't have any of my own. What if I needed to write a letter to my nanny to bring me some fairy tale books?
I think you've mentioned on several occasions you don't have any family.
That's not the point.
to write
What if I needed to write a letter to someone important?
whom?
Could
I
I?
have an alchemy kit.
I don't know. Maybe I need to write something to Trucks.
If you had the
Trucks can't read.
correct stuff in time, you probably.
Okay, so he may have been a bad example.
Random thought.
Either
I
way,
had as I'm
maybe,
using this, like, it should be like this.
maybe if I, what if I need to write something like, maybe I need to send a letter to
Your
someone in the
state
Thunder Talons.
senator.
State senator. What's a state senator? What if I needed to send like a letter to, someone in the Thunder Talons?
Why?
I don't know. What if I did? Would you let me borrow the ink if I needed to send a letter to them?
If I was.
Send a resume.
Yeah, maybe they won't treat me like such an idiot.
Maybe if you didn't act like one, I wouldn't do it so much.
You started treating me like one first, so I just played into
You're
it.
not wrong, because there were several occasions on just either way, neither here nor there.
While they're arguing, I just go and I take your rope off of your back.
What are you doing?
I want to try something.
What are you trying?
Just watch.
I'm not gonna shh.
He doesn't know the meaning of
Take my stuff.
Assuming Rico doesn't just take it back. Can I just fray the?
Whoa,
just a
what are you
little bit?
doing?
I'm gonna see.
He's gonna make a paintbrush. That's what he's doing. He's making a big paintbrush.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah,
Just tell me that's what you're trying to do, and I'd let you do it.
yeah, but
don't-
It's more fun this way.
Yeah, well, I take it back. Now you got to do it by hand because I got the other paintbrush too.
All right, fine.
Very good.
I will.
It's
And
still
then I give you the
early.
paintbrush, and I just start using my hand.
I just fill a bucket.
Or-
Going to the warm
Don't be
weather, talking with the Dover. Maybe an hour's passed in total, so it's now more so like an actual evening.
All right, so
Sun's
there should be more-
mostly set.
Right, so there should be more people at the inn because it's like dinner time now, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Oh, good.
It was
That means
4
there'll be.
days getting back to.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna take my list over and see if anyone wants to sign up.
Okay, I'm gonna finish painting it so I can't see anymore.
Okay, that sounds great.
What?
It's getting dark.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
he goes blind.
here
random
actually,
times.
before I go.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Okay.
I'll just start a fire and paint. I'll start on this side,
Okay.
and then I'll put a fire on this side, and I'll
Just
just paint it
kinda-
at night.
There you go.
Just
Perfect.
gonna sit
Can
there
I
and
try
like
with the rope?
contemplate
Sure.
while watching the sunset.
How did my
Why
life
I'm
end?
here.
How long does it take us to get the painting of the wagon done? We're not doing a great job.
I
just so you're
do, I
aware.
do dip the end of the frayed end of the rope, and I try to.
Okay. Each of you give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna
Or
try to just disassociate. It's really hard.
any dex skill,
Any dex skill, huh?
depending on how you think you'd be going about it.
I need to see this real
I'm
quick.
gonna paint with strength.
That's why I said dex.
Yeah.
Stealth.
hang on a second.
Paint on
Hang
my
on.
fist. and
Hang on.
punch
Hang
it.
on. I need just a second.
So close. It's an 8. I was using stealth, by the way.
It's not a pretty.
You're just trying to get real light brush strokes across it, barely touching it, and it shows. There's no real like base of paint. More so, it's just like discolored, almost like just scratch paint marks that you leave across with your quick swipes.
You know, I was gonna try it, but there's really no way I can use acrobatics as a way to paint.
Nonsense.
Whatcha?
It's like interpretive dancing.
All my dex skills.
You know
are
what?
zero, so-
Fine. I got approval from the DM. I'm going to interpret a dance paint, and as a bonus action, I'm going to activate my thing to give me advantage on acrobatics checks.
That's fantastic.
It's a 14.
That's very.
It's
This is the point at which I leave.
noisy as your armor just clangs around as you're like prancing around the wagon. But between your twirls and pirouettes, you somehow do an acceptable job covering your portion of the wagon.
I feel like you do this just to watch that
Oh, yeah.
face happen.
Like, as soon as I see him over there sitting by the fire, like, motherfucker.
I am not looking. I am looking at the sun setting, and I am trying to dissociate so hard.
Oh, I know. And then I start whistling and dancing, and
makes
you
so much
hear
noise.
it.
Clang, 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 clang.
All right. I think we
Aw.
did a pretty good job. How'd you do? I wasn't paying attention. Not good enough.
Not
I think I did a pretty good job. Would you like some help with your side?
Yeah. This isn't the best brush.
You can use this one now. My side's done.
Okay.
So you go through spending the rest of the evening trying to fill out the marks that were left undone by your
I go sit down next to
makeshift
Rowan.
brush.
Not bad for. I got paint everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you're just like.
Casto, when you're done finishing the wagon, can you come help me out?
Sure.
Perfect.
I'm 30.
She has presentation.
So while you guys are doing that, Katya, you head back to the warm bed.
Yeah. I mean, and then I might like walk around the circle of town a little bit, but just kind of like, again, like the short version of what's happening. So we're trying to be prepared. So if you are interested or would be, or know of someone who might be, you sign this paper, write your name legibly, please. Like, and then just, again, and then kind of direct them like, yeah, and if you know anyone else, you can always come and sign up. Letter of intent. And whatnot.
You know, Katya went off to go get signatures from everyone. What if they can't write?
I'll write it for them.
Katya's capable of writing.
Oh, right.
Yes.
As you go around, between the high number of people who are at the warm bed as you walk in, and the going through the village itself to try and meet up with the remainder of the people, you find a majority of them are interested, but not so quick to sign up.
Well, I would make it clear that you're not agreeing to anything. We just want to show them that there are people who are willing to work here. Yeah, so.
You get about half of the unhired workers sign up. The other few that you speak with say that they'll hear how things go,
Right.
and if it actually seems to be something that could happen, then they'll put their name down.
Well, that's why I mostly just wanted to get the word out kind of thing, and then be out. So this will be over. You know where to find us. You can always come sign it if you want. I would kind of like some of them be like, so this way we can give them to them, like, so kind of implying that the first people like they might just go down this list in order if we just hand this to them, so they'd be the first ones to get hired. get paid. And then just keep going.
As you go around doing that, you would also run into Gravelli.
Hey!
Gravy.
As you would spot him coming from the back edge of the village in the general direction of the warm bed.
Right.
Spotting you as you were conversating.
Yeah.
He'd come up. Was that you guys I heard
Probably.
going through the trees? No one else shouts like that, so I figured as much.
Just Rico, yeah.
You're back in town, then I can tell you what I managed to
Oh,
discover.
fantastic. Would you like to join us for dinner? And then
Yeah.
we can discuss that, and we
Sure,
actually have
I
had
was-
some new developments
I was
while we
gonna
were
go
away.
eat anyways, I'll join you.
Alright. I really hope Rico's cooking.
During those 4 days that we were out there and back, could I have done survival to see if I can find any more ingredients for food?
Yeah, give me a check. General one for the whole time.
5. Wait until I get the thing of list of all the stuff I should be finding. I should get that from Gravy today.
Oh, that's right, yeah. That'll make it easier.
Before he comes, I took a little bit of the paint off to the side and I took the bin ball and I dipped it in it.
Roll painting.
It's like a...
It's a very different consistency, but it's coating it pretty well. But at this point, you've kind of got like 4 different consistencies of the paint.
Oh,
job
the back of it wouldn't have any paint on it. It would still say the castle and the fine thing she did. I didn't want to paint over it because then
Thank
we're
you.
wasting ink.
But
Fair.
nothing else then? Okay. As you're in the middle of doing
Or
that,
return your ink.
Katya
Yes.
and Gravelli would
Or when I
come
come
walking back up. Samuel noticing, oh hey, they're back. As you're all turn to see her and Gravelli walking up.
We can take the sign down.
That's true.
You pull the sign down and it's like,
There's
you
just a-
forgot to paint behind
There's
it!
a big unpainted section
Yeah,
behind
tried
it.
later.
Unpainted portion.
I roll it back.
Oh, God.
What's for dinner?
That stew.
Okay.
And I start making stew.
He points at a pot. Alright. Give me a medicine. Give me a cooking check.
Give me a medicine check.
What is he cooking?
He's trying to kill us.
Don't roll bad, otherwise I'll need medicine checks from everyone.
That's pretty good.
It's 19.
Again, a very well prepared stew. While it's cooking and through your eating, Gravelli begins speaking about the excursion that you sent him on. Well, I went to investigate the forest that you said you discovered, and well, I can tell you that it's to get to the root of what is really going on there. It's going to take more than just me. I wasn't honestly able to spend much time there, as it's far different than forests that I frequent, and
Yeah.
the inhabitants of it far more aggressive. And
Did you meet the mushroom men?
I did have the misfortune, as well as living vines and things of that nature.
Did you see the puffball eyeball thingies? Wait, was that in the
Yeah,
Magic
they
Forest?
came out of the tree. Yeah.
Yes, I discovered fairly quickly the markings that seemed to indicate those residents.
Yeah.
Yeah. We noticed when we were coming back that
It's
seems to
gotten
have-
bigger.
Yeah.
It was my belief that it seemed slightly larger than you had mentioned it being when I arrived.
A rove.
When I roved there.
Roved.
Sure.
Yeah, it's bigger. We noticed it on our way back in from where were we just at? Hillsedge.
Well, that's certainly by no means a natural rate of growth.
No.
I don't have anything to wholeheartedly prove it. But based on some of the things I saw, it seemed a lot like stories that we were told of forests within, I don't know if any of you spend much time listening or reading to lores, but it seemed very familiar to things of the Feywilds.
Can I roll to see what I know of the Feywilds?
History?
Yeah, history check.
Sick.
Oh, good.
Guys, come on.
That is a natural 20. I probably researched them and tried to
Yeah.
figure out what's the
Because my dice hate me.
10.
16.
God.
Didn't you nat 20 her like random thing no one should know about?
Yes.
Yeah. Shut up.
Still, I get a +7.
I
I
get a
can't
plus-
roll a 2-digit number.
You ready for my number?
You got it. Yeah, I know.
Idiot.
Which is why.
And yet, for some reason, we all know more about the Feywild than you.
For the most part, you've all heard
I just don't
of
remember
it.
it. That's why. Just
While most of you have never really spent much time researching it or really any time other than the occasional odd story or fairy tale told that seem to make mention of it, knowing that it plays a fairly large role in mostly elven, though, and a lot of races that focus on the wilds and nature.
You're still sulking about the painting of the wagon over there.
there's several things.
He's got a list.
Though no real detail, as it's everything you've always read just seems so fantastic that it almost couldn't possibly have actually been based on the truth. However, Katya, and your random bits of information, things you've learned, garnered over the course of trying to look into varied aspects of yourself, as well as just the general bit of storytelling that would happen around your family, you would know that, while not somewhere that people just go, it is very much believed to be not just a fantasy, but a real place. Not on Solran, but almost adjacent to it.
But I understand the concept of different planes.
You would.
Okay.
It's not something that is widely known. Like, people are aware the gods are somewhere,
Right.
and it's a simply a universal belief that they're just somewhere else, and that these somewhere else's are known as varied planes. But just like the Feywild, most people think it's just stories. And while you don't know if it necessarily has any correlation to other planes of stories, but everything you've always been told states this is very real and not typically very friendly.
So, the Feywild is, and I will do a brief explanation of planes, and then skip that part. But not a friendly place, generally. It's quite fantastic, obviously. Never seen it myself, but that definitely matches. But yeah, it's a very dangerous place. We should probably be concerned if it's like seeping into our world, especially since it's our territory.
Yes, we may want to
Don't deal with that?
Yes.
Although-
look further into it.
I mean,
We're not using it as a, hey, come check out this Feywild thing.
well, if we
Bro, magic trees.
if the
bro.
trees are gonna be there, if we can't get rid of the trees, if we can close whatever to stop them growing, but it could be a
Well, yeah, we should. Yeah, I
You
mean,
could take-
if that's what we come to, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't just be like, hey guys, we have some of the Feywild if you want to come look.
You guys want to
Tourist
do you want to harvest some
say
fey
it could be a
trees?
nice hook if we can mitigate the dangers and stop it from growing.
By mitigate, you mean stop,
How
not put behind electric fences and feed goats.
Alright.
how exactly are we gonna Stop it.
We're gonna figure out what's causing it and stop it.
I mean, if it's some kind of plane thing, it makes like if there's some I don't know a lot about this, but
I bet it can be hit with a hammer.
I actually don't think that can be hit with a hammer.
Whatever's causing this can be hit with a hammer, not the planes.
Possibly.
Although you could probably hit
Well,
the
I was
planes with a
seeing
hammer.
more if it's
try
some kind
hard
of if they like open and close in some manner. If it's stuck open for some reason, we gotta find a way to close that.
enough. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a tear or a door or something. Hole. We need to.
I'll take your word for it.
This is complete guesswork.
Yeah, that's.
I really don't do magic, but I know my parents do. So.
Kasi knows how to interpret the dance.
I know a bit about magic, so
Yeah.
I know.
As I'm like looking at the two, you guys like.
I
I'm
know a bit
guessing.
about magic too.
I think yours is more divine, though, right?
It's still magic.
I don't really know that much
tried,
about
yes.
magic. I just kind of do it.
I've studied some things, a few things.
We didn't seem like we were super tuned in before, so.
I was very distracted.
She's like, oh, yeah.
Well, if there's a door, there must be a lock. And if there's a lock, there must be a key.
We need both of that crap.
We need all both of that crap. Some of you will get that, and I'm proud of you for it.
I don't
We
know
won't
what
tell
you just
them.
even said.
That's the point.
Like I literally, it was mumbled words.
Oh, if there's a door, then there must be a lock. And if there's a lock, then there must be a key. We need all both of that crap.
We need all both of that crap.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep. I don't know.
Yep.
Clue.
Bo knew what I was saying.
All right.
It's honestly one of the best episodes.
Okay.
Supernatural.
Yes.
I've seen a bit of it. But not a
Well,
lot.
clearly you haven't seen the best episode. My favorite episode, season 7, Time for a Wedding. Anyway,
Yes. Anyways.
But yes, this is a thing.
So we have to go
should
close
deal
it.
with this.
and I bet you whoever opened it, we can stop them with a hammer.
All right. So if we, yes, do that, but leave Jamuel the note for people to sign up and whatnot. Anything else that we can think of to maybe have him or someone else work on in town while we go do this?
Beautifying the houses.
Yes.
We had to talk to Jeweler about that.
Yeah.
Juice
Juice
All
it.
right.
Juicy
Uh,
fruit.
And then yes, sharing with Grivelli the Stratson potential should be good for the town.
Yeah, so we're going to go try to deal with this.
And any ideas or input he might have.
Well, I can't really say that I have a lot of knowledge necessarily on well, what exactly to look for in there. I mean, I have to say maybe in some facet what your tall friend Rico here is saying about stopping whatever's behind it with the hammer. I mean, it may very well come to that, but it could also just be a weird phenomenon. I've never seen
And maybe Nazgul will know.
Naraku?
Yeah, him.
Okay, that one was really fun. I was not even sure.
I got you, Rico.
It's my turn that time. All night I made it without knocking that thing off, and I was worried about it.
It's that spot.
Yep.
Okay, well,
That's cool.
That's good.
is the stew ready?
Oh, we would have been eating already.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was all during the prep and eating portions.
Well, I'm gonna eat now.
We're like all sitting here like finished, like, oh.
You're like, oh, it's cold.
Do you,
We
want,
did
do you
that.
want me to warm that back up for you? The fire's still kind of burning.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
But
I
I
went from like a
actually
19
meant
to
that
like a
if
14.
Grivelli had any insights or suggestions for the whole Stratson thing, making that town more appealing, or he knows the woods better than anybody else, so.
So, Kester gets up and runs to the warm bed while you guys go.
Okay.
Well, okay. As
All
far
right.
as making everything look better,
Oh.
I mean, well, I suppose if you happen to be able to cease whatever's happening in the new woods, and it doesn't just all vanish. We potentially have access to a large plethora of unclaimed forests that we could take.
Yeah, we could actually make the houses out of the Feywoods. That's a brilliant idea. If the forest doesn't disappear,
Yeah.
we can actually cut it down and use that to...
It'd be like our...
Yeah, no one has claim to it. We could actually
And it would be
make
like
claim of it.
Feywood. It would be something totally... Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking we just cut it down and build the houses out of it. But yeah, something. We'll leave a little patch.
Or if you don't,
Forest it all.
if you don't take care of it, we just get the Stratton people in here. Then they just have a growing, like, never-ending supply of trees.
Yeah, I feel like that would probably get really dangerous really quickly.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if Feywood is like normal wood. I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out
You know
when
what we should
Kesta
do?
gets
We
back.
should try to get an axe or something so we could, like, if we do take care of it, find a smaller tree, drag it back, and see what they can do with it.
Not the whole tree, but
No, yeah.
See what Jess can do with it. Just
Yeah.
Juicy. My boy Juicy.
Or at least have a sample and figure out, is this a magical tree? Do we have issues? I don't know. Let's find out. Before we build someone's house out of it and they're like cursed.
What
Indian burial ground.
I was looking at our ledger, but it's over there and I
I
can't
didn't know.
see it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had an axe.
I don't think we have an
That was
axe.
kind of what
I don't have one.
I left all my stuff there, so you could technically pick up.
I start going through to see if we actually have an axe.
Let's roll.
Do we have an axe? I don't think we
I
actually
don't
have an
think
axe
we
of any
do.
kind.
We could probably find one.
Not that I have written down.
It's not alphabetically organized.
No.
Right.
We have pliers.
Hey, there we go.
Very
That's the thing, is
like
Like,
I have that small drilling hammer.
Oh,
we get
and a
we
file.
can take like a dagger and just like
Just cut
you
through it
just get
like.
Rico with his hammer. If he hits it hard enough, it's coming down.
that was actually my first thought.
we'll buy an axe. It can't be that much.
About 11 gold. About the same price as a pony. Or a mule.
Mule was like 7.
I know. That's the joke.
Yes, so we
Anything
will.
else around the fire?
Yeah, I'm gonna curl up.
Start making plans to attack the Fey forest that's growing within...
Okay. Then as you all start to make those plans,
I burst excitedly into the warm bed, and I go up to Parsi.
I'm sorry. Do you need anything?
I'm sorry, Parsi. I almost forgot. Have you gotten the stuff? Have you made those cakes yet?
Oh, I mean, I guess technically I have, but they were done this morning.
That's fine. I'll take mine for today.
Okay.
You
She turns back into the kitchen area, coming back out with a small arrangement on a very thin bit of plaster-like plattery. Here, just bring the plate back, I guess, if you get the chance.
How many of them are there on there?
There are 6.
There's 6 of us. It's perfect.
Okay. All right. I will see you in the morning for more cakes.
Okay. And she then just leave me. Okay.
Did you
A tornado.
pay for the cakes?
Yeah, I paid him like a whole bunch of
Oh.
gold to like get the materials and
Oh,
just
okay.
make cakes every morning.
She paid a lot in advance.
That's right.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
she's
assume
just stealing his cakes.
I assume he'll tell me when he's getting low on those funds.
Okay.
So I'll just come back to camp with a platter, eating a cake.
Oh.
Hey. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so we don't have an axe, do we?
I don't think so.
We need to get an
Check
axe.
in the ledger.
Okay. We need to get an axe in the morning.
Okay.
We're going to go chop the forest down. Forest, yep. That's what I said. You heard me.
It seems like a good idea. Here's cakes.
Oh, perfect.
They're from this morning, though.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Just go with it.
Does the wagon?
Yep.
Is it just the shadows?
Hey, my side looks decent.
Yes,
It
yes.
looks
It's just the
at
shadows.
least
It'll
lush.
look much better in the
Decent,
morning.
I said. I didn't say
Okay.
good.
I think
Yep.
you're lying to me.
I am.
In fact, I know you are.
I'm not that great at it, to be honest. But I tried. All right, I'm gonna curl up like a kitty cat in front of that fire. Just like, yep.
Anything else from any of you then?
No, I go to sleep too.
I'm going to go on like the opposite side of. I want to be as far away from
This is where I
the wagon with my tent.
And if you move everything over further from it, the rest of you laying down, Jamuel eventually climbing back up above the castle into his tent. All resting, getting ready for your next job to investigate the potential Fey Wood Forest. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Alright.
Hooray!
The Feywarest. If we get to name the
Feywarest.
forest, we call it the Feywarest.
Thank you everyone for watching. It's been an absolute blast. Hopefully we will be here next week for more misadventures of the Notable Nobodies. Thank you. Have a great night.